shopping centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
My name is Dale Pazinski, and this is how I live United. I volunteer with United Way, helping the homeless in my community by teaching computer skills and helping them build a basic resume to save on their very own USB drive. It's huge when somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you helped me apply for, I got it." My name is Dale Pazinski. I help people achieve financial independence. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
To buy your home, you became a house hunting ace, learned about loans, scoured neighborhoods, and asked the right questions. Now you're queen of your castle. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll feel empowered to own your retirement like you own your home. Go to aceyourretirement.org. Because when it comes to clearing financial hurdles, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital, but miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Find out smart about mortgages, smart about college.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
My job, finances, everything's so crazy. I just want to be in control. With Sam, I can't.
Sam is Smart About Money, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Get empowered. Reach your financial goals. Visit samican.org.
The Rush Limbaugh Show.
And these people look absolutely pathetic.
After Rick and Bubba, it's the EIB Network at 11 a.m. And it's only on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
That mortgage rates have fallen to their lowest level since 1971. That's 50 years ago. So there's no wonder why you are getting bombarded with mortgage offers. Churchill said it best. A good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject.
Well, now let's put this one over here. Fire. Okay, so fire.
The people that ran for the board, for the school board, against the racist critical race baiting theory, won by a 70 to 30% margin. And the thought process is, well, but that was the mindset you saw in a lot of the articles written, even by liberal publications. Does this show that it's gone too far?
Yeah, I wonder that, and how far the left will try and push it when they get this kind of pushback, because you see the liberal media headlines, and I brought to you the NBC News headline: in bitterly divided election in South Lake, Texas, opponents of anti-racism education win big. That's false.
That's a false headline by NBC.
Right. Made it seem like basically that South Lake, Texas is filled with a bunch of racists.
Right.
That's a lie.
Fake news.
That's about as fake as it gets.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of lie we've been talking about. They want you to believe that there are people out there that are racist. They want you to believe that, and that's some of the, think about it, that's one of the worst behaviors you could engage in. One of the worst mindsets you could have. And they have to lie to get there. NBC News is lying to you with that headline. They're liars. They're activists.
Yep. That's what political activists do. They're not ashamed of the headline.
No, they're
because
not. No,
they're not
no, they're
journalists.
proud of it.
Right.
And they're liars.
Anybody who writes that headline, and I don't know if it was the person who did the story or editors there, knows that what they are writing is a lie. If you know anything,
Mike Hixenbaugh and Antonia Hilton.
if you know anything about critical race theory, as we do, you know it's a racist philosophy.
Yep.
It stereotypes. It stereotypes whites by their skin color, and in essence, damns anybody with a white skin to a racist philosophy in their brain. You cannot get more racist than critical race baiting theory that the Democrats and liberals support in this country. But as you see, nobody, even in South Lake, wins a election by 70-30.
Right. Yeah.
People are starting to wake up, and I'm glad about that.
Yep. News is brought to you by Travel Centers of America, home of world's best coffee.
That's for
the freshest roast on the road.
that.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Stay warm this winter with a cup of Pilot coffee. It's brewed for those who drive America. Visit a Pilot or Flying J to get your cup today. If you're an owner-operator or a small fleet owner, listen up. This offer won't last long. Atkins and Associates, the leader in truckers' tax defense, is right now processing PPP business stimulus loans for free. That's right, free, no charge to you. If you're a small business owner, Atkins and Associates Tax Defense wants to help you. At no charge, acquire a government official PPP loan that is 100% forgivable for free. They're also offering
go to jail.
individuals and small business owners a free discovery and agent consultation for any tax debt relief services you may need. This company's been in business for 20 years and has saved people like you millions of dollars in tax debt relief. They also specialize in helping truckers. For details, call 828-659-2772 and press 4 for Atkins and Associates Tax Defense. That's 828-659-2772 or go to AtkinsandAssociatesTaxDefense.com.
Ready to haul more freight with less hassle? Collect fast, reliable settlements with Mercer Transportation's Quick Pay program. We've been in business for over 40 years, helping owner-operators succeed. It's your truck, your business, and your future, so get it into high gear while the industry is booming. Pick your own loads or work with our load coordinators to find the right freight for your truck. Visit mercertown.com for details about the support we offer owner-operators, including steep discounts on fuel, tires, and insurance. Visit mercertown.com today.
Is your credit card debt piling up? Pacific Debt can help. Pacific Debt is the nation's friendliest debt settlement company. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of 5-star reviews on sites like Trustpilot and Best Company, they can settle your debt for a fraction of what you owe. In fact, they've settled over $300 million, helping people just like you. Get a monthly program payment you can afford and 0 upfront fees. Get free information now. 800-281-9981. 800-281-9981.
If you're a trucking industry professional, then you need to stay on top of changing regulations, equipment upgrades, and technology advancements. Fleet Owner Magazine gives you all of this and more. Written for fleet executives and managers, Fleet Owner gives you the business intelligence on operations, vehicle maintenance, regulations, and information technology you need to stay ahead. But that's not all. With its monthly print publication, daily and weekly email newsletters, and a website updated several times a day, Fleet Owner has all the latest news and information delivered to you when you want it and where you want it. From industry experts to award-winning writers and columnists, Fleet Owner is the #1 source for trucking information in North America. Remember to visit fleetowner.com every day for the latest industry news. You can also sign up to receive Newsline, their free email newsletter, and subscribe to Fleet Owner Magazine. Visit fleetowner.com. Fleet Owner, for news you can use.
News Radio 14. 1440 WLWI AM Montgomery, a Cumulus station.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Dell Small Business.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. StubHub says it will start. And this is what I want to play. At least 23 people have been killed in a horrific subway accident in Mexico City. Rescue operations are on hold right now because one train car is dangling in the air, making it too dangerous for crews to get close. CBS's Adrienne Bard is in Mexico City.
Witnesses to the metro train crash said it looked and sounded almost like an explosion, but Mexico City's Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum said one of the elevated tracks simply gave out, causing the train to plummet and crash onto a busy street below. Among the victims were the occupants of a car that was crushed by the weight of the train as it fell.
The accident happened on one of the city's newest train lines. Deadly weather sweeps through parts of the U.S. South. Huge chunks of hail damaged cars and homes in San Antonio. A tornado is blamed for an accident involving three 18-wheelers on a highway south of Dallas. WSPA TV's Olivia Parsons is in Abbeville, South Carolina.
This is the worst we've seen.
Joe Crum recounts the moments he ran for his life.
Saw a tree flying through the air, so I headed for the basement.
Uprooted trees snapped in half, roads closed to traffic, and downed power lines are what many people living in the area experienced.
Don't know how the house survived.
Kids between the ages of 12 and 15 could be getting COVID shots soon. CBS News has learned the FDA is ready to approve Pfizer's vaccine for adolescents as early as this week. Some teachers say they'll be relieved.
I think I'll feel a little bit more comfortable about going to work.
The Coast Guard has called off the search for survivors in Sunday's boat crash off the coast of San Diego. The vessel was filled with undocumented migrants when it hit some rocks, capsized, and split in two. 3 people were killed. A new study shows a party drug can do wonders for people with severe post-traumatic stress disorder.
The study involved 90 people, and researchers say the drug MDMA, also known as ecstasy, brought relief to PTSD patients when used in conjunction with counseling. Researchers found that after 2 months of the combined treatments, 2/3 of the patients receiving the drug no longer qualified for a PTSD diagnosis. The New York Times reports a second trial is underway. FDA approval could come in 2 years. Peter King, CBS News.
Now that Bill and Melinda Gates are getting divorced, the guessing game is on over the fate of their charitable foundation. Inside Philanthropies, David Callahan.
This is a large professional institution, lots of ongoing commitments. So I don't think anybody's expecting that the foundation is going to go away or even dramatically change course.
S&P futures down 5. This is CBS News.
Small Business Month is here, and Dell Technologies and Windows can help you upgrade your tech with up to 45% off high-performance PCs. Work anywhere with Windows 10 Pro. Call 877-ASK-DELL.
This is good news, maybe exactly when you need it to. Right now, MediShare is waiving their new member fees. This could save you money on top of all that you'll save each month by becoming a member of MediShare. So many people are looking for a healthcare solution right now, seeing the cost of COBRA plans, for instance, and MediShare is the affordable alternative to health insurance. The typical family saves $500 a month. You might save even more. MediShare is a Christian community that shares each other's healthcare costs, and because of the current economic situation, they're making it easier than ever. Apply by April 30th, and you can save an additional $170 on your first month. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to receive your additional savings. Maybe now is the time to make the switch like more than 400,000 people already have, and start saving. Here it is. Call 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Something different from StubHub. Your money back.
StubHub says it will start to offer some customers cash refunds for tickets to events that were canceled during the pandemic. That means it's now creating an exception to a no refunds policy it adopted in March last year, to the dismay of many customers. The ticket service changed its refunds policy just as the COVID-19 pandemic was picking up steam in the U.S., announcing back then that it would only give customers a credit. Anyone who bought tickets on or before March 25th, 2020 and were issued credits will now get refunds. Matt Piper, CBS News.
When a police officer in Westchester, New York, responded to a homeless man trying to steal socks from a Dollar Tree, he didn't arrest him. Officer Cartwright took out his wallet.
What color do you want? You want all black? You want mixed? Any color? All right. So I'll take $15 worth of the socks.
The whole incident caught on police body cam video. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Spruce up your living space this season with gorgeous Graver window treatments from Just Blinds in Prattville.
Yeah, you can't put a man in jail almost for one some socks. You know,
rebates from Just Blinds on select Graver solar and roller window shades, or you can receive a $50 rebate on each motorized Graver window treatment. We're also offering a free upgrade to a.
I don't have any cider left, man.
Visit Just Blinds showroom in Prattville or visit GoJustBlinds.com. That's GoJustBlinds.com.
Did you know that about 20% of all U.S. dollars were created in 2020? Yeah, most people don't know that. What do you think the effect of all those newly printed dollars will lead to? Inflation? Maybe. Certainly it won't lead to the dollar becoming more valuable. In the past, people have purchased gold and silver as a hedge against inflation. That's because gold and silver have increased in value as the purchasing power of the dollar decreases. Buying real gold and silver, the kind you can hold in your hands, much easier than you think. You can have it delivered securely and privately to your home, or you can even put real gold and silver in your IRA. If you are at all concerned about the value of the dollar continuing to decrease or the risk of inflation, you should call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-600-GOLD. The Oxford Gold Group sells real gold and silver for the lowest prices. Call 833-600-GOLD. They'll answer all your questions and send you their precious metals investment guide. Get gold you can hold.
All right,
real gold in your IRA or
I tried to remember that.
today. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now, 833-600-GOLD.
Many of the locally owned and operated restaurants you love are staying open to serve you during this difficult time. To find a list of these restaurants, visit newsradio1440.com. Eat local and help our local businesses stay open. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
A few isolated thunderstorms as we kick off our Tuesday, but a bit of coverage of rain and severe weather, all possible as we head throughout the afternoon. More widespread wet weather likely as we head later into the day, but then we'll also be tracking that threat for strong and maybe even severe storms. That means gusty straight line winds a possibility, hail developers, and also spin up tornadoes not out of the question. Temperatures in the mid and upper 80s today, more showers and storms tomorrow, but drier by the end of the work week. And that's your First Alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Amanda Curran on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. No major problems or accidents are being reported. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Auburn, and Greenville. No problems on Highway 80 or 14 coming in from the Selma area, and 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy, still carrying light traffic. Shopping is incredible at Premier Place. Shop It's Fashion, GNC, T-Mobile, Goodwill, and more. Premier Place in Prattville, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up for Montgomery Skywatch Traffic. This is Major Delay.
Good morning. I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Tuesday. Breaking news from around the world. A deadly subway disaster in Mexico City has claimed at least 20 lives and left 70 others injured. An elevated train line collapsed with part of the metro falling onto a street with moving cars below. It happened on the city's newest train line, the Golden Line. One rescue effort has been put on hold. The mayor says a car is trapped under a dangling part of the train that is unstable. In Alabama, state lawmakers looked at an education lottery bill Monday. House lawmakers discussed the bill that establishes education lottery scholarship programs if approved by lawmakers and Alabamians. The bill creates 2-year and 4-year scholarship programs for eligible students. We could expect to see the committee vote on the bill sometime later today. A boy from Utah will have quite the story to tell when he gets older. His mom was 29 weeks pregnant and went into labor on a flight to Hawaii over the Pacific Ocean. The family doctor and 3 NICU nurses were on board. It was too late to go back, so they delivered him mid-flight. He's doing just fine. That's your news on this Tuesday.
Mother's Day is almost here, and it's time for you to come up with a great gift. Jenny Lynn's Creations has just what you need. There's the simple elegance of roses, or a basket of fresh cut flowers. What about a beautiful green plant decorated for Mother's Day that will live to remind her of how special you think she is? Jenny Lynn's Creations is a full-service florist that delivers throughout the Tri-County area, and wire services are also available. Don't wait until the last minute. Call Jenny Lynn's today at 567-3325.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills?
Are
that
you
just
sick
don't
and
work?
tired of being sick and tired?
If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
Imagine your family enjoying their brand new outdoor living space this spring and summer. Then call Genesis Renovations and get started now with a free estimate. 334-462-6413. Genesis Renovations can deliver a premier deck, a one-of-a-kind pergola or gazebo, or any type of wood fencing project you have in mind. Comfort, beauty, and satisfaction at the fairest of prices guaranteed. Serving the River Region and Lake Martin. Genesis Renovations. 334-462-6413 and online at gen.org.
What would make your mom feel like the #1 mom? A trip to the spa, cleaning services for a year, an epic shopping spree, a much-needed vacation? Enter to win the Mother's Day giveaway, and you will have the chance to win $5,000 so you can get your mom the ultimate Mother's Day prize. She'll feel like the #1 mom. Just head to our website now to enter for your chance to win $5,000 for the mom in your life. Go to newsradio1440.com. Brought to you locally by Zinc Chiropractic.
Do you have pain in your neck? What about back pain, headaches, sciatica? You're in pain and you know something is off, but you just ignore it. The hard part is living with pain. The easy part is making an appointment with Zinc Chiropractic and finding relief. Doctors Tom and Yolanda Zink at Zinc Chiropractic Center provide all natural chiropractic care. They will make you feel comfortable and explain everything in advance. Think Chiropractic, think Zinc. On Taylor Road between East Chase and Vaughn Road. Walk-ins are always welcome.
Who's really running the country? Joe Biden, the First Lady, Kamala Harris, maybe Barack Obama. Already, Kamala Harris is the most powerful vice president in history. All this week, Newsmax's Greg Kelly asked the tough questions about Joe Biden and who's really in charge at the White House. Every night this week, Greg Kelly is on Newsmax giving you the news you need to know. So watch Greg Kelly tonight at 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern and see his series, Who's Really in Charge? Newsmax TV is America's 4th highest rated cable news network. Everyone is talking about Newsmax. Find Newsmax on all major cable systems. If you don't get it, call your cable system, tell them you want it, or get Newsmax free on your smart TV, or tune into Roku, Amazon Fire, Pluto, Sumo, or YouTube, or just download the free Newsmax TV app on your smartphone and watch us anytime, anywhere. Millions of Americans are watching Newsmax. So should you. Who's really running Joe Biden's White House? The First Lady, Kamala Harris, maybe Barack Obama. Now, Newsmax's Greg Kelly asks the tough questions. Watch Greg Kelly tonight at 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern and see his series, Who's Really in Charge? Newsmax TV is on all major cable systems. If you don't get it, tell your cable operator you want Newsmax. Or download the free Newsmax app on your phone and start watching right away. Millions are watching Newsmax. So should you.
You've heard of one and done, but what about 100 and done? That's what Lexicon is for attorneys. $100 a month to be done with practice management headaches. Lexicon is a comprehensive software and services solution that helps transform law firms from top to bottom, giving lawyers the ability to focus more on law and less on practice management. We've spent more than a decade helping firms scale and grow while maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Let us do the same for you. Lexicon marks the spot. Visit lexiconservices.com to learn more or request a demo.
They are the 2 sexiest fat men alive. Really fun. And you can hear Rick and Bubba on News Radio 1440 beginning at 9 a.m. Depend on it.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine this morning, if you can. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. where we like to get together and talk about stuff, any kind of stuff. Lots of stuff makes sense. Good morning to you. It's time for our daily bread, a little morning tribute we give on to the good Lord every morning to give you some good information and maybe, just maybe, make you think about life in a different way. And of course, our daily bread is brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference, most definitely, in mortgage companies. Today's daily bread is simply titled Fuel by Fire. And we'll be back after a word from our sponsor.
Hey there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. Unless you've been living under a rock, then you know that mortgage rates are low. But did you know that mortgage rates have fallen to their lowest level since 1971? That's 50 years ago. So there's no wonder why you are getting bombarded with mortgage offers. Churchill said it best. A good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. That's exactly what other mortgage companies do. They advertise a rate, a teaser, if you will. The advertised rate piques your interest, so you give them a call. You ask questions, only to find the advertised rate is not available to you, or there's a hefty cost for you to get that rate. Unfortunately, this is very common in the mortgage industry. When calling on Alabama Home Mortgage, you don't have to hope you're getting the best rate. You will know you're getting the best rate at the lowest cost to you. Call Alabama Home Mortgage, the #1 mortgage lender in Alabama, today at 567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS 1586368, equal housing lender.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine once again, if you can, for it's another day that the Lord has made.
Tomorrow morning, if you wait.
Today's daily bread is simply entitled Fueled by Fire. It is May the 4th, 2021 AD. Today's scripture insight comes from Daniel 3:13 through 18 and 25 through 27. Daniel 3:17 to 18 says, if we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us. But even if he does not, we will not serve your gods. That is Daniel 3:17 through 18. It is a special day today because this day, like the days of before, have never been. And I guarantee this day, May the 4th, 2021, won't ever come again. Once it's gone, it's a done deal. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to bring it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to go back and do the things you should have done. And you certainly don't get to go back and undo the things that you did. So whatever it is you do this day, May the 4th, 2021, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. No doubt, if you lived a while, you've seen and heard many yesterdays. And if we are blessed, and I say it every morning because each morning is a blessing, if we are blessed, we may, I am not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, make sure that if you can, you reach back and help somebody else along the way. Benjamin Elijah Mays once said that whatever you do in life, you should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful because you're never a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest only if you can, but you never, ever, ever quit. You never give up because winners don't quit, and quitters, take my word for it, they never win. My mother used to say that nothing beats a failure but a try. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And yes, there will be mountains in life. There'll be some mountains too high to get over. There'll be some so wide you can't get around them. Some so deep you can't go under them. When you can't go over it, you can't go around it, and you can't go under it, what do? You pray real hard and you go through them. But you never, ever give up. You never quit. Again, because quitters don't win. And winners, oh, they may fail at a thing or two, but they never quit. And no matter what happens to you on this day, May the 4th, 2021, no matter what it is still, as it always has been, a great day to be alive. Good morning, Montgomery. Fueled by fire. That's our daily bread for today, May the 4th.
Hi, and thank you for joining us for this Tuesday edition of the Our Daily Bread devotional. Our reading is titled Fueled by Fire, and it was written by Allison Keita. When two firefighters, weary and sooty, stopped at a restaurant for breakfast, the waitress recognized the men from the news and realized they'd spent the night battling a warehouse fire. To show her appreciation, she wrote a note on their bill. Your breakfast is on me today. Thank you for serving others and for running into the places everyone else runs away from. Fueled by fire and driven by courage, what an example you are. In the Old Testament, we see an example of courage in the actions of three young men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Instead of obeying the mandate to bow down to a statue of the Babylonian king, these young men courageously showed their love for God through their refusal. Their penalty was to be thrown into a blazing furnace. Yet the men didn't back down, declaring in Daniel chapter 3, if we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold. God did rescue them and even walked with them in the fire. In our fiery trials and troubles today, we too have the assurance that God is with us. He is able. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Daniel chapter 3, verses 13 through 18 and 25 through 27. Furious with rage, Nebuchadnezzar summoned Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So these men were brought before the king, and Nebuchadnezzar said to them, Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship the image of gold I have set up? Now, when you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipe, and all kinds of music, if you are ready to fall down and worship the image I made, very good. But if you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. And now verses 25 through 27. He said, Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of the gods.
Nebuchadnezzar then approached the opening of the blazing furnace and shouted, "Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here." So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire, and the satraps, prefects, governors, and royal advisers crowded around them. They saw that the fire had not harmed their bodies, nor was a hair of their heads singed. Their robes were not scorched, and there was no smell of fire on them. Let's pray. Almighty God, we thank you for being with us in the fire and for comforting us with your presence. Help us, like you did Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, to be courageous in the faces of those who oppose us because of you, and help us to display the kind of sacrificial love that you showed to us, that hearts may be turned to you. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's time to rise and shine once again, if you can. Time of the wall says it's 6:25, so if you got to be there by 7 o'clock, you got about 35 minutes by which to get there. So it's time to get up, shower, shave, and another thing. But take care of it. Time to go to work. Time to rise and shine on the 4th day of May, 2021. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. And now, we pay homage to all of those military people who go all over the world, serving this country. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, who sit on the fence in some foreign land, away from family and friends and their fellow countrymen, and they say, "Not on my watch." Outstanding. Like I always say, some people pull maintenance on America, and others are cargo. Well, you know which category these guys are in. And good morning to Montgomery Police Department. Good morning to Montgomery Fire Department. Good morning to the sheriff. Good morning, Sheriff Cunningham. And good morning to the mayor. He's probably not listening. He's probably asleep. I don't know, though. I don't know. He might be up. He's a pretty good guy here. Can't sleep your life way. The reason some of y'all don't got it, because some of y'all don't want to get up. Okay? Yeah, I say y'all. That's an affectionate word we use for y'all because we love you. All right? Now, let's pay homage to our armed forces. For all the folks who go in when everybody else is coming out. Okay, I just want to know, can somebody bring back the C-141, okay, for old school like me? Can we get that plane? I just want to see it one more time. Maybe make a jumping two out of it. I'm not sure about the jumping thing, but I'll think about that part. Good morning, Maxwell and Gunner. It's time to rise and shine. We like to call them jarheads and other names if they're not around. But you know them as the United States Marines. Good morning, jarheads, and I say that affectionately. Oh, yeah. No, I don't go that way. I'm just saying with a sincere heart. That's what I'm saying. I don't mean the other stuff. I don't know where my other song, my other song is always done with play. I couldn't find it because my other computer broke down. So I'm working on it. I got it. It's coming. I got to, that name of that. What's the name of that song? It's called It's Been Too Hard Living. Yeah, that's one. I'm afraid to die. Because I don't know. Okay, the song I'm talking about. Okay, we'll get to that song when I get a chance to get back here. Anyway, good morning to all of you. What a morning! I was listening to. I was actually listening to our daily bread, like I do every morning, unless I'm going to get some apple cider or something like that. But I got to think, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now I really hope that's a true story, because I hope it wasn't made up by somebody. Because I can only say, who could not serve a God like that? I mean, think about it. You in the fiery furnace. You about ready to get burnt up. And the Lord intervenes. Now, there's nothing you can tell me after that. I really hope that's a real story. I think it is. I mean, it's in the Bible, so I guess it is. But sometimes these translations that people do for you, But I mean, who cannot serve? I mean, who can? If you had any disbelief, I mean, who could not serve a God like that? You going into the fiery furnace. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it was just even King Nebuchadnezzar. They believe, but again, though, they had to see it for themselves, to make sure that to see that God ain't no plaything. You know what I'm saying? I wonder how he lived the rest of his life. I mean, after seeing that, you believe him. I'm just saying. I think Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I tell you, that's a hell of a story. I mean, it really is. That's a wow. I never really paid much attention. I mean, I heard about it. I read it before, but I never. I mean, think about that. You in the water. I mean, you in the fire. I mean, you in there, and it's smoking, blazing hot, and you can walk out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You believe it. Hey, Bishop, I can drive on them bridges now. Yeah, yeah. But I can drive on the bridges now. I'm good. The good Lord saw me home in August, and I will tell you, He did see me home. I was scared I was more scared of driving on the freeway than I would ever jumping out of an airplane. I mean, and then it started raining in Paducah, Kentucky, and I'm on the side of the road, and I got semi-trailers behind me blinking in lights. It's raining so hard that I just can't see nothing. I didn't really realize that I was on a mountain, headed. If I'd made a left or right, made a right there, going on the side, I could have went down the bank of the highway. But anyway, so I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. The good Lord saw me through that, and I will tell you that is the only way I made it. I don't know why the freeway scared me, and driving next to them big old trucks, man, I tell you what, every time they come out that exit, I said, oh, they're gonna hit me. But they didn't hit me. So I'm still here. But anyway, yeah. So the bridge thing, I don't have a problem with that. Matter of fact, I came back, you didn't know this, I came back and I went over the Pike Road Bridge. Now you talking about a bridge that is scary? The Pike Road Bridge is scary. But I can go over the Pike Road Bridge now because the good Lord took away that fear from me. And I'm going, because it was not I. Okay, it was not I. So so anyway, so I can do it now. I can do it. At least I did it the other day. As a matter of fact, I went over a bridge the other day. As a matter of fact, didn't have no problem. Now, to test, there's a bridge between Louisville, Kentucky, and someplace. Is that Indiana? I think that's Indiana and Kentucky or some. There's a bridge, and I saw it, and I kind of almost panicked. I said, "What? Go over that bridge right there?" But I made it. With God dividing my arm, making sure that I can get all nervous, and although I had to keep my eyes straight. See, I had to keep my eye on the car in front of me. Because if I'd have took my eyes off that car and looked to the left and looked to the right, I probably would have panicked. So I'm good. So I'm good now. I can go to the bridge now. Okay. Morning, Nimrod. I did. I did. I never opened my eyes. You know, I never. All my jumps were nice jumps. Okay, I just want to let you know that right now. All the way down. But when I felt the parachute open, then I'm good. I knew that I was alive. See, and I hadn't gone through the engine or the propellers or anything like that. No, but I never opened my eyes. Okay, I never did. I only after I heard the thump when the parachute opened, then I said, okay, I'm good. I'm good. I can handle that. I'm good. Anyway, gotta take a break, and we'll be back with the order of the show this morning. I appreciate you guys getting up early, spending a little time with a brother. I need some company every once in a while, and that's good. So we shall return. Uno momento. That's for my Spanish friends out there who speak a little Espanol. Okay, so we'll be back. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Momento. We'll be back.
First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Shop great deals for mom this week.
Morning, Nimrod.
Sports and Outdoors. Nike apparel style starting
just find me something to drink.
Celebrate together with bikes for the family starting at only $69.99.
I got love. Oh, mama.
Sports and Outdoors. Offers are valid April 26th through May 9th.
A few isolated thunderstorms as we kick off our Tuesday, but a better coverage of rain and severe weather, all possible as we head throughout the afternoon. More widespread wet weather likely as we head later into the day, but then we'll also be tracking that threat for strong and maybe even severe storms. That means gusty straight line winds a possibility, hail developers, and also spin-up tornadoes not out of the question. Temperatures in the mid and upper 80s today, more showers and storms tomorrow, but drier by the end of the work week. And that's your First Alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Amanda Curran on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities to send you on an alternate route. Surrounding counties reporting clear as well. You keep listening. We'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Accidents happen. Go where the insurance companies go. Chico's Auto Pros on Atlanta Highway. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510. Buckle up, front and back. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
That big trip will be here before you know it. But without a working transmission, you aren't going anywhere. Head to the #1 transmission shop in Alabama, Allen Robbins Transmission. Allen Robbins staff can fix any problems you may have. They also service clutches, differentials, and transfer cases. These uncertain times have some concern, but Allen Robbins is prepared. They're still open and have taken all necessary precautions to keep customers and employees safe and healthy. Allen Robbins Transmission in Prattville. Call 365-3352.
I have the power to say this is not how my story will end.
My recovery comes first, so everything I love in life doesn't come last.
It's never easy, and it's really never over. But I know recovery is possible.
This is Dr. Clark. You've come this far. We're here to help you continue. You've got this, and we've got you.
This is Dr. Jones. Breakthrough Wellness provides services you need to keep moving forward and up.
Breakthrough Wellness Montgomery, Dothan, Clanton, and Phoenix City. BreakthroughWellness.net.
That's the worst past.
This is your special invitation to our 27th annual anniversary sale going on now. For a limited time, everything in American Oak and Moore's inventory catalog and special orders is 50% off the top tag price. That's right, half off. Living room, dining room, bedroom, home office, and outdoor. Interest-free financing available. Hurry, sale ends soon. Mattress accessories and cozy excluded.
I've lived in San for over 25 years.
You don't pay the fake money, so don't settle for fake wood. Good morning, Alabama.
How'd you sleep last night?
Wow, I didn't hear that. I'll make sure I make mention. I'll make sure I make mention. Wow.
Now at Wolf Boys Bedding with queen mattress sets for $4.99,
Flynn as low as $99, and Alabama made bunk beds for $2.99. Plus, for a limited time, receive up to $1,000 off on qualifying Jameson mattress sets. Interest-free financing available. Don't count sheep. Get a good night's sleep from Wolf Boys Bedding next to American Oak and More.
Hi, I'm Dr. Longray Falusi with today's Tips for Kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Did you know that tooth decay is an infection? Luckily, cavities are largely preventable. The bacteria that cause cavities pass from parents to children, so good oral health is a family affair. Take care of baby teeth as soon as they emerge by brushing them with a smear of toothpaste with fluoride. Talk with your pediatrician about your baby's oral health and take him to the dentist by age 1. For more, visit healthychildren.org.
Russell Wilson here with Play 60, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids.
To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60. And kids can do that every time?
Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remained strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
He is the voice of the conservative millennials.
The president is going to have to stand fast.
The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Today at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Okay, we're back. I just heard some sad news a couple minutes ago that I did not know until my audience is always smarter than I am, which, not rare. But E. Baxter Morris, the pastor of Baxter Morris of notoriety, has passed. And so we send our prayers and our condolences out to his family this morning. I did not know that. And he will be missed. I didn't really get a chance to meet him too often, but I did know that he seemed to be a fine man and doing the Lord's work. So I'm sad to announce that he has passed. E. Baxter Morris. Okay, so you guys govern yourselves accordingly, and if you happen to see the family, make sure that they know that you wish them well.
If I could say one word, I'll just wave my hand. If I could say one word, I'll just wave my hand. He been good to me, kept me out of danger when danger was around me. Couldn't say one word. Hey.
I'll just wave my hand. Oh well. Let me take this call before I go to whatever I've got to go to, and I got a lot of things to do this morning. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, friend. How you doing?
How you doing, Ed? I'm fine.
Well, hold on. I like the word hold on. I didn't say hanging. I mean, Jews were hanging on. I didn't say hanging on. Hold on. Well, I don't have this from me, Kim, right now, but God says so beautifully, because their sins have increased. You were speaking about fire, the three Hebrew sons in the fire furnace. But God says so, I don't have it in front of me right now, but God says so beautiful. He said, because their sins have increased, I will send my fire. My fire. You know what? He controls fire, Kevin, my friend. My fire. Because their sins have increased, I send my fire. And I send my ring, I send this, I send my this and that. And my plight is very quickly up. Even today, what's going on with this virus God has sent, to us all around the world. Everything is in His control. God controls everything. That's all I want to say. God's still in control. Have a good day, my friend.
All right, Mr. Ed. See, I knew that was you. See, I didn't hang it up. Anyway, Mayor Stephen Reed has ordered the flags half staff, I guess, in the city, in order to honor the senior pastor of First Baptist Church and I guess he's the chaplain for the city, E. Baxter Morris. So Mayor Stephen Reed ordered all flags in Montgomery to be flown at half staff in honor of his service to the city. The mayor says Reverend Morris has been a man of God and was a man of God. Mayor Stephen Reed said he answered the Lord's call to service time and time again, giving himself to teach and love others, all of the great pillars of our community. He championed our people and advocated for everyone. Reverend Morris donated his time to mentor and support our police officers, emergency first responders, helping to spearhead the Good Shepherd program along with his wife, Rebby. Reverend Morris personified what it means to be a servant leader who exuded the Christ-like love of the church family and his community. He dedicated over 20 years of service to the Montgomery Police Department as chaplain. He served as senior pastor of Montgomery's First Baptist Church on North Ripley Street, known as the Brick a Day Church since 1972. This historic church played a major role in the civil rights movement from 1952 to 1961. The church was originally led by Reverend Ralph Abernathy. E. Baxter Morris has left the building. Good morning to you. Now, it is 6:47 in the morning. If you need to be there, lessons of life today. Well, we start out with this. No matter how many degrees you have or your education level, remember this. Your education is never complete. You can always learn from people in the most unlikeliest places. And the word of the day, well, it fits me pretty good. It means to win over from a state of hostility or distrust, intended to gain the goodwill or favor of someone. And what is that word? Now, if you see this on your counseling statement, you see this word, you probably got a job for a while. Okay, you good. I mean, you have made it past the test. Okay. Tending to win over from a state of hostility or mistrust. That's what this word means. So if you see this word, you're probably not going to get fired. As a matter of fact, if you ever see this word on your counseling lessons, your counseling critiques, you probably need to ask for a raise, because there will be no better time than to ask for a raise if you see this word on your counseling statements, okay? And the word is conciliatory, okay? Conciliatory, okay? Which means tending to win over a state of hostility or distrust, intended to gain the goodwill and favor of someone. So you're sort of like a peacemaker, you know what I'm saying? So every job needs somebody like that. Everybody needs somebody that can bring the peace, okay? Like me, I'm the peacemaker for Montgomery, okay? See, I take it from both sides. I take arrows and bows from both sides, and I don't mind being the peacemaker, okay? I don't. Sometimes it works out, and sometimes it don't, okay? Good morning to you. Blessings to you all. It is May the 4th, 2021 AD. These are just some of the things that happened on this day. On this day in 1961, the first group of freedom riders left Washington, D.C. to challenge the racial segregation on interstate buses and in bus terminals. In 1626, this is what they say. I'm not sure. This is what they wrote here. I don't see a video or a picture of that, so I don't really know. Dutch explorer Peter Manute landed on present-day Manhattan Island. Just think, that could have been part of Dutchland. In 1886, on this day, the Haymarket Square in Chicago, a labor demonstration for an 8-hour workday turned into a deadly riot when the bomb exploded. And that was 1886. So there's nothing new under the sun. There's always trouble. On this day in 1916, was it 1916? I think this is when it was, yeah. Oh, let me make sure I make that a little bigger. My eyes ain't what they used to be, and make sure I get that. Oh, there we go. In 1916, responding to a demand from President Woodrow Wilson, Germany agreed to limit its submarine warfare. However, Germany resumed an unrestricted submarine warfare the following year. In 1925, an international conference opened in Geneva to forge an agreement against the use of chemical and biological weapons in war. The Geneva Protocol was signed June 17, 1925, and went into force in 1928. They needed 3 more years to use the stuff before they could quit, I guess. I don't know why we couldn't stop that right then and there, but hey, I wasn't there to negotiate. The year was 1932. We've seen all kinds of movies about this guy, but and they got him not for all the murders and all the stuff he did, but that tax evasion is something else. Oh, 1932, Mobster Al Capone, convicted of income tax evasion, entered the federal penitentiary in Atlanta. Now, he was later transferred to Alcatraz Island. I got that. I gotta make sure I get that right. Okay. Now, 1959, the first Grammy Award ceremony was held in Beverly Hilton Hotel. Demico Mandugo, or whatever that name is, won Record of the Year, and the Song of the Year says, never mind, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Henry Mancini, I got that name, won Album of the Year for Music for Peter Gunn. I love Peter Gunn. That was a good show back in the day. 1968, Orville Dam in Northern California was dedicated by Governor Ronald Reagan. The 770-foot tall earth-filled structure, a pet project of Reagan's predecessor, Pat Brown, remains the tallest dam in the United States, but also the scene of the near disaster in February 2017 when 2 spillways collapsed, threatening for a time to flood parts of 3 counties in Sierra Nevada foothills. In 1970, on this day, Ohio National Guardsmen opened fire during an anti-war protest at Kent State University, killing 4 students and wounding 9 others. In 1980, Bishop Josip Broz Tito, president of Yugoslavia, died 3 days before his 88th birthday. In 1998, Unabomber Theodore Kaczynski was given 4 life sentences plus 30 years just in case he, I guess they throw the 30 years on just in case some kind of way he makes it, he has like 3 or 4 lives, I guess, I don't know, by a federal judge in Sacramento, California, under a plea agreement that spared him the death penalty. In 2006, a federal judge sentenced Zacharias Moussaoui to life in prison for his role in the 9/11 attacks, telling the convicted terrorist, "You will die," with a whimper. 10 years ago, President Barack Hussein Obama promised to crack down on companies that ship jobs overseas. We see how that worked out, and duck U.S. taxes with offshore havens. Jeff Kimmer of Augusta, Georgia, underwent the nation's first double hand transplant at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Mexican officials lowered the swine flu alert level to their capital. Cleveland's LeBron James was named the NBA's MVP. Actor, comedian, and director Dom DeLuise, 75, died in Santa Monica, California. 5 years ago, 8 acrobats were injured, most of them seriously, when a candelabra, whatever it is, whatever that thing is, clip broke during the aerial hair hanging stunt, sending the women plummeting to the ground during a Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus show in Providence, Rhode Island. Sinn Féin party leader Jerry Adams were released without charge after 5 days of police questioning over their alleged involvement in a decades-old IRA killing of Belfast's mother of 10, Jean McConnell. And it was 1 year ago, that's right, just 1 year ago, President Donald Trump suggested that his newly hired attorney, Rudy Giuliani, needed to get his facts straight. I mean, if you're going to be a lawyer, that sounds like good advice to me. About the hush money paid to porn actor Stormy Daniels just before 2016, election. Giuliani had earlier said that Trump knew about the payments to Daniels made by his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, and Trump had paid Cohen back. They had paid him back, whatever that means. The Connecticut Supreme Court overturned the murder conviction of Kennedy cousin Michael Skagel in 1975, bludgeoning death of a girl in Greenwich, finding that Skagel's trial attorney had failed to present evidence of an alibi. The U.S. Supreme Court later left in place the Connecticut High Court ruling. Los Angeles slugger Albert Pusumpton got his 3,000th hit, reaching the mark with a broken bat single against the Seattle Mariners. You know, some people got names that they're just difficult for a brother to I mean, where these names come from? Is there anybody playing baseball that I can actually pronounce their name? I mean, whatever happened to Smith and Johnson and Harrison and Washington? You know, that's a funny thing. I don't know anybody white with the last name Washington. I know a lot of black folks named Washington, but I don't know anybody white with the name of Washington. Now, did George do all that? I mean, did George? I'm just saying. I know he had some slaves up there, but do we all descend from him? I'm just wondering. I'm just saying. I don't know anybody white with the name of Washington. I know a whole bunch of black people named Washington. Oh, that's a whole different story. We got that show later on. Anyway, what else is going on? Okay, I can't get into a deep conversation here because I got some things I want to talk about. One of the people I was trying to reach today was Mr. Jim Ziegler, who is the auditor, but he has an interesting tale about this prison program that this prison building thing that the governor wants to sign and wants the legislators to sign on to. And I got to tell you, if what he says is true, that's the worst deal in the history of prison making all across the United States. It's a bad deal. I mean, at the end of the day, according to him, we would end up paying a private company $2.6 billion to lease a prison. And the state won't own it. We're just going to lease it. $2.6 billion on a 30-year lease. They're going to get paid so many millions of dollars a year. So I'm thinking to myself, well, anyway, if I can get Mr. Ziegler on this one, some kind of way, we're going to talk to him about this because there's something wrong with that math. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong with that. Okay. And again, top of the news, E. Baxter Morris has left us. And if you see the flags today in the city at half staff, it is to commemorate his life and legacy and his contribution to the city of Montgomery. We'll be back.
If I can say one word, I'll just wave my hand.
Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Tuesday. Breaking news from around the world. A deadly subway disaster in Mexico City has claimed at least 20 lives and left 70 others injured. An elevated train line collapsed with part of the metro falling onto a street with moving cars below. It happened on the city's newest train line, the Golden Line. One rescue effort has been put on hold. The mayor says a car is trapped under a dangling part of the train. In Alabama, state lawmakers looked at an education lottery bill Monday. House lawmakers discussed the bill that establishes education lottery scholarship programs approved by lawmakers and Alabamians. The bill creates 2-year and 4-year scholarship programs for eligible students. You could expect to see the committee vote on the bill sometime later today. A boy from Utah will have quite the story to tell when he gets older. His mom was 29 weeks pregnant and went into labor on a flight to Hawaii over the Pacific Ocean. A family doctor and 3 NICU nurses were on board. It was too late to go back, so they delivered him mid-flight. He's doing just fine. That's your news on this Tuesday.
News Radio 1440, the home of Sean Hannity. What makes America greater is people. WLWI AM and 9. This is the CBS World News Roundup, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A subway accident in Mexico City has killed at least 23 people, and others may be trapped in train cars that are still dangling over a busy highway. CBS's Adrienne Bard.
Some 40 ambulances and 4 helicopters carted away victims, most of whom were riding on the Metro Line 12 when an elevated structure collapsed and split in half. This Metro line has had multiple problems since it was opened in 2012. But nothing to compare to the magnitude of this.
Officials say some of the victims were children. At least 65 people were injured. In Texas, huge chunks of hail damaged homes and cars in San Antonio. A tornado blew at least 2 semi-trucks onto their sides on I-35 in Ellis County. Juanita Govia and her family watched.
We just saw people screaming, like, get out.
I've never seen nothing like this. But it's hard to see. Somebody need to do something.
They were screaming and they were saying the fire department is about to come, but that was like 30 minutes before the fire department came.
2 people were killed when twisters swept through parts of Georgia. There's more severe weather in the forecast for the southeast today. CBS News has learned Pfizer's COVID vaccine could be approved for kids as young as 12 this week. Brown University's Dr. Ashish Jha on CBS This Morning.
We've seen in the clinical trials that kids have tolerated this very, very well, and it's been highly effective.
More vaccinations have led to more reopenings, but not everyone feels ready. Doctors say that after a year of masking and staying at home, many are experiencing re-entry anxiety, including this woman in Philadelphia.
I know a lot of people are like, I can't wait to start hugging people. And I actually do feel it's like, oh, no, I'm okay.
The group that hands out the Golden Globe Awards has unveiled plans to address racial inequalities.
Co-host Tina Fey made no bones about it on this year's show.
The Hollywood Foreign Press Association is made up of around 90 international no-black journalists.
Now the organization's board of directors wants to recruit more black journalists, hire a diversity officer, and add more members in general. HFPA members have to vote on the proposals. Hollywood Reporter says board members have threatened to resign if they don't approve them. Peter King, CBS News.
A major study fails to find a link between phones, screens, and teen depression. CBS's Vicki Barker.
The Oxford University researchers say they found no association between tech use and mental health issues among 430,000 U.S. and U.K. kids aged 10 to 15. Their study was based on 28 years worth of data examining TV viewing, social media use, and device use.
This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
This is good news, maybe exactly when you need it to. Right now, MediShare is waiving their new member fees. This could save you money on top of all that you'll save each month by becoming a member of MediShare. So many people are looking for a healthcare solution right now, seeing the cost of COBRA plans, for instance, and MediShare is the affordable alternative to health insurance. The typical family saves $500 a month. You might save even more. MediShare is a Christian community that shares each other's healthcare costs, and because of the current economic situation, they're making it easier than ever. Apply by April 30th, and you can save an additional $170 on your first month. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Just tell them the promo code SHARE to receive your additional savings. Maybe now is the time to make the switch like more than 400,000 people already have, and start saving. Here it is. Call 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Wonder what your dog is thinking?
Not
CBS's
really.
Gloria Tapa says
Not
one woman
really.
decided to find out and started a trend.
Not really.
Speech pathologist Christina Hunger taught her dog Stella how to talk using a device similar to what she uses with nonverbal children. Since going viral in 2019, thousands of dogs, cats, and other animals around the world have learned how to talk too.
Why wouldn't we just assume that all these other species and all these other animals are
complex thinkers and intelligent and smart in ways that we might not even be able to understand because we're not that.
I believe that.
You can read about their journey to understanding in Hunger's new book, How Stella Learned to Talk.
An over-the-top trend among Starbucks customers has a barista named Josie begging for it to stop. It started with a viral TikTok from someone named Edward, who posted his order with 13 extra ingredients in his venti caramel ribbon crunch frap. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Are you looking for window shades? Well, now is the time to visit our friends at Just Blinds and Crackers, the leaders in window coverings. For a limited time only, Just Blinds is offering $50 to $100 rebates on popular Graber solar and roller window shades, or receive $50 rebates on each motorized Graber window treatment. And be sure to take advantage of the free upgrade to a cordless lift on select Graber shades. Visit Just Blinds showroom in Prattville or go to GoJustBlinds.com. That's GoJustBlinds.com.
Not that I don't trust anybody, but you know. Man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Mother's Day, we're going to be the pretty spot to be down here on the river, cooking up some good food. Have us cook up some crab cakes, some snow crab. Get over here on the grill. I got a grill ribeye steak, some hammerjacks, some fresh fish. Got all kind of good eating down here. Check it out, CapitalOysterBar.com. Get down here soon. Come hungry and bring mom with you. Make sure mom's hungry when you bring her.
Whew, that's a lot of dirt.
Washington America Corporation has a job opening in Greenville, Alabama for the position of Senior Development and Sales Manager. Job duties include reviewing the company's internal work processes and market conditions and developing product development.
Get my other shot today. I get my other shot this month, you know. See what happens. You know what I'm saying? You still got to wear the mask. Of course, I don't have a problem with the mask. The mask is okay with me. I don't care. But there's some people who don't want to wear that mask. Some people look better with a mask. I'm just saying.
And sales of custom automotive parts and design and execution of product engineering programs for automotive parts manufacturer. Apply with resume to HR 661 Montgomery Highway, Greenville, Alabama 36037. Again, Washington America Corporation has a job opening in Greenville, Alabama for the position of Senior Development and Sales Manager. Apply with resume to HR 661 Montgomery Highway, Greenville, Alabama 36037.
This is Mike Costanza from Chappie's Deli.
And Jeff Baranco from Chappie's Deli.
And this is Major Delay eating at Chappie's Deli. Major Delay, what a treat. How is traffic everywhere?
Major D, thanks for stopping by, but I wonder if it's a good idea having, you and a Chappie's Deli commercial.
Jeff, what are you talking about? Yeah, I eat at Chappie's Deli all the time.
But it might be confusing if we say your name, Major Delay, at Chappie's Deli.
But I was there yesterday. There was no delay at all. Quick and friendly. I go all the time.
See, it's already kind of confusing.
Jeff, you might hurt his feelings.
I'm just saying, when you say Major Delay at Chappie's Deli, everyone won't know we are talking about the man named Major Delay.
How about I do takeout? Then you can say, no Major Delay at Chappie's Deli. Yeah, that's not confusing. Thanks, Major Delay.
I give up. Please come by to any of the 5 locations of Chappie's Deli, Perry Hill Road, Pepper Tree, Prattville, Baptist South, and Auburn, where there is no major delay.
Yes, there is. I'm right here at Chappie's Deli.
Did you know that about 20% of all U.S. dollars were created in 2020? Yeah, most people don't know that. What do you think the effect of all those newly printed dollars will lead to? Inflation? Maybe. Certainly it won't lead to the dollar becoming more valuable. In the past, people have purchased gold and silver as a hedge against inflation. That's because gold and silver have increased in value as the purchasing power of the dollar decreases. Buying real gold and silver, the kind you can hold in your hands, much easier than you think. You can have it delivered securely and privately to your home, or you can even put real gold and silver in your IRA or 401k. If you are at all concerned about the value of the dollar continuing to decrease or the risk of inflation, you should call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-600-GOLD. The Oxford Gold Group sells real gold and silver for the lowest prices. Call 833-600-GOLD. They'll answer all your questions and send you their precious metals investment guide. Get gold you can hold or get real gold in your IRA or 401k today. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now, 833-600-GOLD.
He is the voice of the conservative millennials.
The president is going to have to stand fast.
The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to get busy this morning. Okay, got a lot of things to talk about. Some important, some not so important. But I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do my retirement show. I can actually dance. Really, I can. Okay. I mean, I really can. Plus, I got my little watch on now. I got my watch, my little Apple Watch on to tell me how many steps I take every day. You know how many steps I took yesterday? Anybody know? 5,000 steps yesterday. Okay. I'm just saying. I was rolling. I was walking. That's right. 5,000 steps. Now, how many steps did y'all take a day? That's all I want to know. How many steps take a day? 5,000 steps yesterday. Okay. I don't know where the hell I was going. I guess I walked someplace. I did more driving than I did walking. I don't know how I got to 5,000, but that's good. Although they could be lying because I don't really know how your arm can count the steps that you walk. I don't know how a watch can tell how many steps. But let's say 5,000 is a good place to start. Okay. I just don't know how the arm, how a watch on your arm can know how many steps that you are taking. I don't understand that. I don't understand the science of that. But I would imagine that every time you walk, you make a vibration or something like that. And I guess the watch picks it up. It's got all these little lights underneath it and all that stuff. So I don't know. One night it was laying on my bedstand and I thought a UFO was in a room with me. It was just doing all kind of things by itself, turning green and yellow. And I said, whoa, what's going on over there? I mean, I almost grabbed a gun. Anyway, so much for that. We'll talk about other things that are a little bit more important things than that. But I've been wondering, sometimes this technology stuff does kind of confuse you. Let's go to the phone right quick before I get something important. At least I hope it's important. Good morning. Yes.
Conciliatory to gain goodwill. Huh?
That's what it said.
Well, how about making peace with Ed?
I don't have a problem with it. Not at all. As long as you don't use the Bible to beat me over the head and say something nasty to me, I don't have a problem with you. So I don't care if you say something nasty. Just don't use the Bible as a shield. Oh, okay. Thank you very much for pronouncing that for me. Well, I would say, I can handle LeBron. Yeah, I'm pretty good at that one. Yeah.
The 14th Continental Regiment with this George Washington thing, and why white folks did not name George Washington.
Now that is a mystery. Go ahead, Victor.
George Washington was a loser. But the continental United States of America, during the Revolutionary War, there would be no United States of America. And that marked in the first president of the United States of America to be a fellow by the name of John Hanson, a black man.
Okay, listen, if you say it, it must be true. Yeah.
We chose the name of famous people: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. Huh?
Okay. I mean, that's reasonable that's a reasonable thing. I mean, you go by the names that you know and the names that you've heard, because in the 21st century, we messing up some names. We mess up a lot. We name our kids some stupid names I've ever heard in my life. I mean, I'd rather my child be named after George Washington than some of the names they put on these kids.
Well, you can work on that.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah.
Now, they pick the garbage up on our block and probably other blocks at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The trucks appear to be brand new, and the crews, I've never seen them before. Did they come from Prattville?
Well, I couldn't tell. You got to call the sanitation department on that one.
Okay.
And besides that, does it matter where they came from? I mean, long as get their job done. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I'm a terrible mechanic. Okay.
Cadillac, huh?
Oh.
Ford. And they come over there with some of that stuff that's built by White or Peterbilt. Those youngsters can't deal with it. Now, getting back to that new vehicle, did they also have a fleet change? I don't know. Then you got another problem down there. They want to get paid, but they don't want to work.
Well, now somebody's picking up the garbage, or somebody working.
I'll repeat, it's the same thing in an army. They want to get paid, but they don't want to work. Huh?
Okay.
What you would have done to me had we been in the army.
Okay then. All right then. I'm just glad I never worked for you in the army. That's what I've said. I'm glad I never did. Anyway, our legislative there's a city council meeting tonight. I'll get to the we'll get to the agenda. Appreciate giving that to me. I'll get to the agenda a little later on before the end of the show, tell you what's going on down there, and give you the number how you can actually reach them on the phone and the code and all that stuff if you don't want to partake of the meeting downtown in the chambers where the city council meeting. There's a new city council person that's going to be inducted into the office, or induced into the office, or whatever the word you want to use, into office, and that is Marche Johnson. Now, see, Marche has not called us since she won. Now, she don't know because of me she won. She don't know. I don't know why she ain't called us and said, hey, appreciate you coming out. Couple people listening to me. I convinced a few folks to vote for her. So I'm just saying, you might want to call up and say thank you or something, to the people who went out. Because now I must admit, not that many people came out to vote. Again, 874 is what came out and voted, but that's okay. She got 520 of those votes, and she did it. She that's a shame though. That's all the people that came out and vote. But that's okay. All you need to do is win by one vote, right? Okay. I don't know where Marche is. Now, don't tell me she got uppity already. Now, come on. You haven't made your first city council meeting yet, so you need to call us and say good morning or something. I know. Now, when you get enshrined today, then we'll call you Miss. Well, no, we're going to call you council person now, as a matter of fact. But you're not legally in the office yet. So, now don't y'all forget how you got there. Somebody, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes put a song out years ago. And it said, the same people you meet going up, you meet the same old faces coming down. Not that's what I'm saying is what she's doing. I'm just saying, you thank the people that, that got you in office. Now, she probably has on Facebook. I don't know what makes people think Facebook going to get you some votes. Okay. I don't know what makes people think that. It doesn't. Okay. It doesn't. Okay. I mean, it just doesn't. I mean, it's a nice little toy to play with, because if it got some votes, y'all would have had more than 500 and let's see, she got 520, 874 people come out if Facebook got you some votes. Okay. Facebook don't get you votes. Okay. Facebook get you talked about. Okay. That's it. Okay. Facebook gets you talked. It don't get you any votes. What gets you votes is radio, TV, newspaper ads, but mainly getting to know people. That's what gets you votes. I'm just saying. So when I run, I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Okay. Now I got a lot of things to talk about today. we were talking about one more thing. 'Cause a lot of you guys didn't hear me yesterday because we were kind of like off the air for a while, and I was talking yesterday about this PPP money, and a lot of folks going to jail, okay, for the PPP money. Okay, one woman got charged with fraud after receiving $600,000 in PPP loans. The loans are to help you. It's called the Paycheck Protection Program. You don't buy new cars with it. You don't buy you a new house. You don't buy you a Mercedes Benz with the money. Okay, and that's why I never put in for the PPP, because I know, having never seen that kind of money at one time in my life, I would go crazy buying everything. So I knew my weakness. That's why I don't gamble anymore much, because I'm weak. It's a weakness of mine. I go out there with $20, and I went out there with $20 one time, and I won $5. But when I walked out of there, I didn't have a dime. Okay, so I'm just saying, you gotta know your weaknesses. Okay. So that's why I don't take the money. So if you think that you may not do the right thing with this money, like Jaja did, and some other people did, leave the money alone. Because I hate to read about you in the newspaper, okay? Now, the house you bought, somebody else is going to live in. The car you drive, somebody's going to be driving it because you'll be in jail, okay? It's not worth it. Don't be lying. Just don't take the money. Because be like me. Listen, it is better to have $20 and it's your money than $1 million of somebody else's that you spend it like it's your money. I'm just saying, the PPP loan, they got all kind of commercials now. Get the PPP loan. Get the PPP loan. Okay, that's fine. But if you get that loan and you don't spend that money the way you're supposed to spend that money, you're going to jail, federal jail. They don't have parole in federal jail, from what I understand. So if they give you 10 years, she faces up to 30 years. That's crazy. Okay, I'm just saying, leave the money alone. Okay, that's the only advice I can give you. Good morning. Who's this?
Johnson.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you so much for calling me out. I was going to get to you this week, but thank you for calling me out. I just listen to you in the morning.
No, okay. Well, I mean, but see, my audience is they're pleased now. They say, well, where's she at? But anyway, congratulations again. And today you get enshrined, right, or whatever the word is. You get sworn in. Now right now there's a 4-4 issue down there, right? Okay, 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans. Which, well, okay. Now listen, do you believe that? Do you believe you take who you are and put you on a shelf when you walk into that chamber? No, we got 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans down there. Now, that's what we got philosophically. Now, that's what we got. I'm cool. How with that? But you don't have to claim it as a city council member, because you know you're a Democrat. I ain't mad at you. Okay. I ain't mad at you. But anyway, listen, here's all I ask. I'm not in District 3, but I work in District 3. And here's all I ask is that, you know what? Fight for what you believe. That's all. And I think that's all anybody can ask a city council person to do, is be an advocate for them and fight for what you believe. This everybody is throwing their hand up in the air like to break their shoulder off without questioning sometimes, and sometimes, you don't need to fight. Sometimes you got to compromise. But you're a leader. You're a former staff sergeant, United States Army. You ain't got no wings, but I ain't mad at you. Okay? Now, and this is the first time that 2 women, or is this the first time 2? Well, it's going to be the first time 2 black women are on the city council for sure.
There's Martha Roby and I believe Janet Buss.
Okay, I know. Martha Roby, right. Well, anyway, listen, we want to congratulate you, but let me ask you something. 874 people came out. Whose fault is that?
Well, I don't know if we can put the blame on anyone because at the end of the day, we all have to wake up and decide what we're gonna do for the day. Because the everything was done. Judge J.C. Love did what he had to do as far as it
And he did. And he did. Yes. Yes. Mm.
did. So I mean, I really can't. And then even community members did.
Right. Right.
So and you did radio. You, Roscoe, all of you all did.
Right. Okay. 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 Well, anyway, one more thing before you go. Two things, and you're not my city council person, so you don't have to do this. But we need a law in the city of Montgomery where if you bring your ugly dog to somebody's yard and let him hike his leg and leave this business in your yard without picking it up, there needs to be a fine. Okay, there needs to be some fine for that. $500. That's gonna be the most expensive drop that their dog has ever done. I mean, to come to somebody else's yard and let your dog do his business, and you walk off and let it go like they just did you a favor. There's something wrong with that. They got the law in Dallas, Texas, so you need to look that. We need to take care of that. Okay. Okay. So wait a minute, you gonna put that up for a vote? Whenever. I mean, at some point during your administration, you gonna put that up? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like dogs, but not when they leave stuff behind for me to pick up and it wasn't my dog. I'm just saying. Okay. Then. All right then. Appreciate it. All right. I mean, I'm just thinking, that's not fair. Okay, now I gotta go for a break. And I know some of you guys, it don't bother you, but it bothers me. Just think about this for a second. Somebody, your neighbor, walks up in your yard, that ugly little dog. Now, I don't mind the dog relieving itself of water. Okay, that's cool. But everything else got to go. They need to pick it up and take it with them. Okay, I'm just saying. And if you don't, $500. Else, I'm gonna have to run for city council just for this one particular reason. Okay, I'm gonna have to put Bradley Lyons out of office just for this one thing, so people can now walk in their own yard, and if there's a mess in their yard, it belongs to their dog. Okay, and then you got to pick up after your own dog. I mean, that's just the way it goes. 860-1440. Does anybody disagree with me on this? Please tell me. 860-1440. Do you think you should have to pick up your neighbor's dog mess out of your yard? I think that's a $500 fine. Okay, the first time, $250. Then after that, $500 subsequent every time you do it. All right, I'll be back. I think it's a good move.
First alert weather.
Oh, my.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies. Dell Technologies and Windows can help you upgrade your business tech with these Small Business Month specials. Save up to 45% on PCs with Windows 10 Pro, plus business stocks, monitors, and more. Work anywhere with Windows 10 Pro. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
A few isolated thunderstorms as we kick off our Tuesday, but a better coverage of rain and severe weather, all possible as we head throughout the afternoon. More widespread wet weather likely as we head later into the day, but then we'll also be tracking that threat for strong and maybe even severe storms. That means gusty straight line winds a possibility, hail developers, and also spin up tornadoes not out of the question. Temperatures in the mid and upper 80s today, more showers and storms tomorrow, but drier by the end of the work week. And that's your first alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Amanda Curran on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, we're looking pretty good. No major problems or accidents are being reported. Nothing to send you on an alternate route. Looking at your traffic flow map, everything's moving smoothly here in the Tri-County area. You keep listening, we'll keep you posted. 567-9000, that's the number to call. MCS to refinance your home mortgage, get cash out, or to get pre-approved to buy. MCS in Wetumpka, NMLS 232876. Buckle up, front and back, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Hey, it's Rick and Bubba here. For the past 20 years, Dr. Dwayne Randleman and his team at Veracosity Vein Center has been helping patients who suffer from leg pain, swelling, spider veins, and varicose veins.
As Alabama's premier vein center, Veracosity Vein Center utilizes their knowledge, experience, and compassion with their patients.
With most treatment options covered by insurance carriers, including Medicare, and locations right here in Montgomery and Auburn, why wait?
Learn more by visiting their website at veracositybaincenter.com today.
Did you know that about 20% of all U.S. dollars were created in 2020?
I stopped scrolling for just a minute and listened a couple of months ago. My wife and I took a huge risk and put our life savings into buying.
Certainly won't lead to the dollar becoming more valuable. In the past, people have purchased gold and silver as a hedge against inflation. That's because gold and silver have increased in value as the purchasing power of the dollar decreased. You can hold in your hand. Much easier than you think. You can have it delivered securely and privately to your home, or you can even put real gold and silver in your IRA or 401k.
I know you can.
I know you can. If you are concerned about the value of the dollar continuing to decrease or the risk of inflation, you should call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-600-GOLD. The Oxford Gold Group sells real gold and silver for the lowest prices. Call 833-600-GOLD. They'll answer all your questions and send you their precious metals investment guide. Get gold you can hold or get real gold in your IRA or 401k today. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now, 833-600-GOLD.
This is Coach from American Oaken. This is your special invitation to our 27th annual anniversary sale going on now. For a limited time, everything in American Oaken Moore's inventory catalog and special orders is 50% off the top price. That's right. Half off. Living room, dining room, bedroom, home office, and outdoor. Interest-free financing available. Hurry, sale ends soon. Mattress accessories and cozy exclusions.
I've lived in San for over 25 years.
You don't pay the fake money, so don't settle for fake wood.
Shop the Rustic Furniture Outlet at American Oaken. Handmade, solid wood, rustic furniture, and factory direct prices.
70% off every day.
How can we sell so cheap?
Because we're a direct outlet for the factory. The truckloads arriving weekly.
Whether you're looking for bedroom suites, tables and chairs, occasional tables, entertainment centers, consoles, gun cabinets, bathroom vanities, if it's rustic, we got you covered. And it's all up to 70% off every day. The Rustic Furniture Outlet, we come to highway next to American Oaken Mall.
Titus and Tate are back.
In church? And then my poor mother had to yell back at this lady, what happened in Raleigh?
Mark Titus and Tate Frazier are two basketball diehards talking NBA, NCAA, and all things sports.
They don't know anyone. Yes. They don't know anything. Yeah. What is wrong with these guys? And to that we would say,
listen and subscribe to Titus and Tate free wherever you get your podcasts from the Westwood One Podcast Network, where the conversation starts.
He is the voice of the conservative millennials.
The president is going to have to stand fast.
The Ben Shapiro Show.
They're not going to be willing to keep the government shut down.
Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Saying no.
Okay, now the biggest controversial subject. Speaking of our legislative branch, I got to get to them now because I'm a little perturbed. Good morning, who's this? Yes.
You real quick, man. You had the council person a moment ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I heard that she said she's gonna run somebody board at the next, I guess, board meeting. Hell, they've been doing that for the last 10 or 15, 30 or 40 years. You don't get things, I mean, the 800 some people that came out and voted, they're not very smart voters. When I look at my great city of Montgomery, you see a lot of people on Skid Row, a lot of them is perhaps their own fault. But the little money that you're giving this person to be a council person, it's going to be used by helping the poor of the city. So the 800 and change came out They don't want things to get better. I keep telling you, black people have to hit the pause button on votes, and you see a miraculous change in the city of Montgomery. Now, you talk about you want to speak on the legislative branch of government. They the ones set all these different prices for all this nonsense, like council, even the governor. So what do you mean you want to talk about the legislative branch?
Well, yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about some things they're not doing. Yes.
I think they swear these folks in. Ex-military man.
Well, but now let's just hold up and slow your roll. We give this woman a chance to get there and see, because it won't take long to see whether or not she's willing to stand up and be counted.
You're missing the point. I hear you talking about God all the time. You cannot put new wine in the old wineskin and hope for any significance that's going to be wanted as dissected. Now, come on, Elkin. That radio every day, and you.
Yeah. Well, now to say, right, but let's be fair though, Goodwill. To say they haven't done anything is intellectually disingenuous. They've done some things. Now, they may not have done what you wanted, what you have seen, but I'm pretty sure they have done something.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Kevin, why is our beautiful state of Alabama has yet been run by white people? Answer that. But all of these states where all the haying and looting, etc. was going on. Now you tell me I got a black man downtown. You say you're going to see him because he's smart. Where is he smart at? Hell, I can run the city of Montgomery. I suspect, Kevin, I just can't. So where is Stephen Reed so smart at? They just average student down there. It wasn't a super bad about Reed. How that guy loved. They just own corrupt politicians. They stuck in their way. There's only one way to make things bloom in this city. These stupid black folks got to put their pause button on voting.
Okay then. Well, this is America, and everybody has a right to have their own opinion, and that happens to be yours. I don't agree with it, but hey, it's yours. Good morning. Yeah.
He's talking about his council person when he's trying to play it off on somebody, on the new people just coming in. If his city council person not doing anything and taking money on the table, when you ask him, he is represented by and asking you to apply to his city council member.
That's a good question. Yeah. That's them. Yeah.
When his city council person name you, so we'll know if he's cooking. Speak what you know, where you live.
Yeah, well, that's true. That I'll ask that. Yeah.
He just trying to put it out on everybody else coming in new, and he's like speaking in second person or third person by his own council member. Because see, we already know Brett Land don't do much for welfare on this end of the street. And I tried to get you to come on board and talk about your rag the street, but you won't even talk about your rag the street where he did not come.
Well, now I talk about my street when it gets bad enough. I talk about it.
Because I called the commissioner, Mr. Sankey, and Mr. Bradline, and Mr. Baldwin is not here anymore, so they're not represented at the city council.
Okay.
And do something if you try.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Appreciate it. Again, I can't really get the streets paved this morning, but let us talk about something that at some point will affect somebody you either know, related to, or otherwise engage with in a relationship with them. I don't mean engaged like to be married. I mean engaged as far as inner connection, okay, with people. Medical marijuana. Now, I've stayed off this subject for a while because I really didn't know a whole lot about it. You know, I mean, when I was coming up, you just took marijuana because you wanted to get high. You just wanted to have a doobie, okay? I know they had all kinds of marijuana, sesame. They had I don't know, all kind of marijuana back in the day. And I imagine they still got it now. Now, the legislature in Alabama has a difficult time understanding the significance of access to medical marijuana. Now, I'm going to say, now, Senator Tim Melton, a Republican from Florence, a Republican, has put this thing up for a vote, and we can't seem to get beyond the stupidity of old school. Okay, we just can't seem. But now we sell alcohol that may have a little bit of medicinal purposes, but not very many. Most people just drink it because it makes them feel good. That's good. That's cool. But the legislation that is up for grabs would allow individuals who secure a doctor's approval to use medical cannabis for more than a dozen conditions, including cancer, depression, sickle cell anemia, PTSD. Now, a lot of them maggots down there don't know anything about PTSD, because if they did, they'd go there, because most of them don't never serve this nation. All they've done is sit by and watch it on TV. HIV and AIDS. So this thing has a lot of it. So evidently, they don't care if you have cancer. They don't care the pain that you go through. So we are going to keep it. We are going to keep it from everybody, because we fear that somebody who may not use it its correct way, but on the same time, we allow alcohol, and more people are killed on our freeways and byways by people who DUI, driving under the influence, or driving while drunk. We still sell that because we can make a lot of money off of that. I'm with you, okay? But evidently, most of the members of our House of Representatives, as well as our senators, they don't know anybody with PTSD or with sickle cell anemia, or they don't know anybody with cancer, depression. They've never known anybody with HIV or AIDS. They don't know anybody. They're more concerned about people who may misuse the product, which they already are misusing the product. So we are going to keep it from everybody to make sure that nobody or that somebody gets access to it to help them, unless you've ever been into excruciating pain. You know, it is a shame and a disgrace that all of these so-called, let me put it to you this way. If the University of Alabama had a football player who was top-notch guy in the whole wide world, and if he came out and said, you know, I had cancer, but I used marijuana to help solve that problem, we would have medical marijuana. See, we'd have it, because especially if that guy was making some touchdowns. See, we'd have it. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that if we had a University of Alabama or Auburn University football player who was running touchdown and who came out and said, the only reason why I can do this is because when I was younger, I had cancer and I smoked Mary Jane to help me relieve the pain of it, and ultimately I secured my freedom from it, we would have medical marijuana. But obviously, the people in this thing, and the only name I could find is that it's Mr. Melton, who's a Republican. I mean, you would think Republicans are the ones who don't, who don't like this stuff, okay? House leaders sent a bill through 2 committees, Judiciary and Health, instead of the usual one. The committees amended the legislation but left the core of the bill intact. McCutcheon said last Thursday that the floor amendments to the bill, though it's not clear what they could entail. So now I think we have another one headed to the House of Representatives. Okay. Now, Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall opposes the bill and attempted to have it amended in committee. Okay. Now, I don't know why he opposes the bill. Is it that we cannot put more people in jail if we can prove that we have it for medical reasons? Like we did that young soldier who came from Arizona and happened to stop in Alabama and spend some time in the quarters of the Department of Corrections because he happened to have medical marijuana, which means that they couldn't. So is Steve Marshall concerned with the I don't know, with the ability to harass citizens or to take everything they own because of marijuana? Maybe he hasn't known anybody with cancer, with PTSD. Maybe he doesn't, or depression. Maybe he doesn't know anybody. I find that hard to believe because we all know somebody that has had cancer. And I know it too well. So I can only say that, if a football player was taking it, we'd all have it. We'd all have, because football seems to be our God down here. Hey, I like football too, don't get me wrong. But it seems that common sense, reason, and logic has left the building down here. I'm just saying, that's just me. That's just my thinking. Good morning. Yes.
I was listening to your monologue there for a second. Hold on a minute. This medical marijuana, one thing to prevent what you and I saw the other day, let's just decriminalize it and make the penalty similar to that of DUI. It's not going to be safe to drive down the road with people smoking marijuana.
But people are already smoking marijuana.
Won't be as open as.
But I got to tell you, I will if they right. Yeah. Can't tell you.
I'll tell you in a minute. You are in marketing and advertising, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is for every businessman, from Dick Brubaker to whoever. When you give them coffee to tell them to make a commercial for you, they usually let you hear it and you approve it.
That's true.
And the news media and the media in general here in Central Alabama, for instance, relies on revenue to stay afloat. And I've been listening to the news, Channel 12 and Channel 8, and they always talk about the lottery, and at the end of it, they'll throw in gambling and off-track betting and all the other things, but they don't really go into it. There hasn't been any public debate on it. They're not going to have any regulations on the table for us to even look at before we pass this. A Murphy game, Kevin, you've been a soldier, you should know that. Maybe I should let somebody else call up and say it. But Murphy game is, hey man, KGI, you can go upstairs, my sister, $10. Give them the $10, you go upstairs, and there's nothing up there.
well, I didn't know what they called it, but I'm familiar with it.
Machines, everything needs to be audited to make it fair for the consumers, and there's no consumer protection whatsoever in this bill. You have not seen WSFA explain anything to you, but they'll tell you, we're going to get the lottery, oh yeah, and gambling too. That's all you hear.
Yeah, but again, but now I got to tell you, nobody has to gamble. Yeah. Mm. Okay. I all right. All right. Gotta take a break. My last break it out. We come back right after this.
There's nowhere to go. Oh no, you made a choice. Now
Weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies. Dell Technologies and Windows can help you upgrade your business tech with these small business month specials. Save up to 45% on PCs with Windows 10 Pro, plus business stocks, monitors, and more. Work anywhere with Windows 10 Pro. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
A few isolated thunderstorms as we kick off our Tuesday, but a bit of coverage of rain and severe weather, all possible as we head throughout the afternoon. More widespread wet weather likely as we head later into the day, but then we'll also be tracking that threat for strong and maybe even severe storms. That means gusty straight line winds a possibility, hail developers, and also spin-up tornadoes not out of the question. Temperatures in the mid and upper 80s today, more showers and storms tomorrow, but drier by the end of the work. And that's your first alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Amanda Curran on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Had a caller report a possible accident 65 northbound between Cobbs Ford Road and the Millbrook exit. We're trying to find it. It has yet to materialize. Keep your eyes open, though, if you're heading in that direction. Outside of that, nothing's been reported to send you on an alternate route. Reinhardt Collision Center is looking for an auto body technician to keep up with demand. To apply, call 213-1216 and become a part of the team. Reinhardt Toyota Lexus. Buckle up for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is Major Delay.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Montgomery's most trusted shop for auto, paint, body, and mechanical repair. It's got to be McGriff. McGriff Auto Service also does oil changes and other routine maintenance, including warranty inspections. And they're still offering pickup within a 10-mile radius on Bell Street in Montgomery. McGriff.
The City of Montgomery Cultural Affairs Department presents a free multicultural festival every second Saturday during the months of May through August at Riverfront Park. Join them on May 8th from 11 to 3 to celebrate with music, dance, and cuisine from the Asian American and Pacific Islander communities of Montgomery. This free event will also feature food vendors, live music from a local favorite, Matt Cohn, and fun for the whole family. This event begins May 8th from 11 to 3, sponsored by the City of Montgomery.
Hi, I'm Dr. Anita Chandra with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Do you want to know the secret to baby brain development? It's you. Your baby's brain develops rapidly in her first few years. 2 apples on top. So talk to her, read and sing as much as you can starting from birth. You don't need fancy toys. Play peekaboo, read a book, or just talk about your day. For more information on baby brain development, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remains strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
I got smart about mortgages. Now it's my house I go home to.
I got smart about credit cards. Now paper or plastic has a whole new meaning.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org. Smartaboutmoney.org is a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money. Smartaboutmoney.org. It's the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
I'm Tiffany. I have some tips for you on how to quit smoking like I did. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to quit smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started by setting a quit date. Then I threw out my ashtrays, lighters, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my car. She died of lung cancer from smoking cigarettes when I was only 16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I don't want to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
The Rush Limbaugh Show.
And these people look absolutely pathetic.
After Rick and Bubba, it's the EIB Network at 11 a.m. And it's only on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
It is 7:55 in the morning here in Montgomery. So let's go back to the phone and see who is there. Good morning. Thanks for holding. Yes.
I think it's a good thing. I mean, my God, it's not like if they pass it, I'm all of a sudden going to go out and smoke it, crying out loud. But I understand the fear that, you're talking about the different ailments that you could get, qualify, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, PTSD is the most nebulous diagnosis, for lack of a better word. I mean, if you got sickle cell, that's scientifically easy to prove. If you have cancer, you can easily prove that. And so if you're worried about it being used as a recreational drug versus medical, then the point that you stop it or the point that you enforce it would be at the doctor that writes the prescription or at the retail establishment that fills the prescription. Would you agree?
I don't know, because see, you just assume something, and which is the battle we fight. You said it's one of the most nebulous diagnoses of PTSD, but now I don't have PTSD, but I know some folks who do, and so
understand. If you're diagnosed with PTSD, and I'm not saying just going to a counselor, getting a medical diagnosis or whatever, that's not an issue. But if the doctor or the psychiatrist processes that through the court system, then you forfeit your Second Amendment rights forever, because you have been judged mentally deficient. And I use that very well, maybe the incorrect term to use, but you're being diagnosed as having a medical issue. And because it goes to the court, you will never get another firearm, and you are not afforded due process during that.
Well, maybe you don't need to have another firearm if you have PTSD. Well, I don't either, but listen, there's nothing to stop. There are people who've never had PTSD who go around with guns and shoot people. Right. But it ain't just servicemen though. With kids who live in each day, especially in Chicago and places like this, with hearing gunshots all the time, have to get under their bed. So yeah, I think the doctors are well trained enough and psychologists are well trained enough to know the difference when they get BS. And if they don't know the difference when they get BS, then they probably shouldn't be in that profession. But and I hear you, but how many situations will we meet in life that it can have those same consequences? I gotta go. Time's up. We'll be back.
Your WSFA 12 news update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning. I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Tuesday. Breaking news from around the world. A deadly subway disaster in Mexico City has claimed at least 20 lives and left 70 others injured. An elevated train.
I need a more comfortable chair.
Metro falling onto a street with moving cars below. It happened on the city's newest train line, the Golden Line. One rescue effort has been put on hold. The mayor says a car is trapped under a dangling part of the train that is unstable. In Alabama, state lawmakers looked at an education lottery bill Monday. House lawmakers discussed the bill that establishes education lottery scholarship programs if approved by lawmakers and Alabamians. The bill creates 2-year and 4-year scholarship programs for eligible students. You could expect to see the committee vote on the bill sometime later today. A boy from Utah will have quite the story to tell when he gets older. His mom was 29 weeks pregnant and went into labor on a flight to Hawaii over the Pacific Ocean. A family doctor and 3 NICU nurses were on board. It was too late to go back, so they delivered him mid-flight. He's doing just fine. That's your news on this Tuesday.
News Radio 1440. The home of the University of Alabama baseball. Also heard on 95.1.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A train crash over a busy highway in Mexico City kills at least 23 people. Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum says children are among the victims after an overpass collapse that sent subway cars onto the road below. Correspondent Manuel Bojorquez.
The accident happened on one of the city's newest train lines, which runs partially above ground, but has had some structural issues, including needing repairs a couple of months after its construction. Mexico's prosecutor's office says it will investigate the railway collapse.
The mayor says an outside company will also look into the crash. The forecast calls for more severe weather in the south, a day after tornadoes were blamed for 2 deaths in Georgia. Hail and heavy wind knocked out power to thousands in Texas. CBS's Omar Villafranca is in Waxahachie.
We have seen power crews that are out and about this morning. They're already trying to pick up the poles. This is not really a grid issue at this point. It's physically with these tornadoes and the high winds that were coming through, power poles were snapped in half, so now they're trying to get them back upright.
Kids as young as 12 could be rolling up their sleeves to get COVID vaccines soon. CBS News has learned the FDA could give the go-ahead for Pfizer shots for adolescents this week. Brown University's Dr. Ashish Jha says it'll help push the country toward herd immunity.
We think it's about 80% of people need to have immunity before we get there. I think if we can get another 10 or 15% of Americans to get vaccinated, I think it'll actually make an enormous difference whether we hit that magic number or not.
It wasn't a good look for some police officers in Washington, D.C., and now there's fallout over a drag race. WUSA TV's Tom Dempsey.
Yeah, I'm good.
Investigators say the crash left 4 officers with minor injuries and both patrol cars totaled. MPD Chief Robert Conti revealed one of the officers lost his job following the investigation.
Those types of things are unacceptable. They're embarrassing.
One state is cashing in after it legalized recreational pot. Correspondent Jim Krasula has the details.
Illinois could see more than $1 billion in sales of marijuana products this year. First quarter cannabis tax revenue surpassed that of alcohol. The state has repeatedly broken monthly weed sales revenue as lawmakers consider bankruptcy options for a huge state budget deficit.
22-year-old Amy Bockerstedt is about to become the first athlete with Down syndrome to compete in a national golf championship. She and her teammates at Paradise Valley Community College have qualified for the NJCAA tournament in Ormond Beach, Florida next week. S&P futures are down 21. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes, the smartest thing you can do is call Optima Tax Relief. The experts at Optima specialize in a powerful IRS tax assistance program called the Fresh Start Initiative. And their clients that qualify are saving thousands, even tens of thousands. One call starts the process to stop the demand letters, stop aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS from targeting you. But don't delay. It's important to act now while you still have options. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Optima has already resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get your life back. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima now for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
May the 4th be with you, Star Wars fans.
The U.S. Postal Service is releasing a new stamp collection celebrating some of the most beloved characters in the Star Wars franchise, just in time for the unofficial holiday, May the 4th. The set includes a droid from every film, including BB-8, R2-D2, and C-3PO.
This time you have gone too far.
The Forever Stamps collection celebrates Lucasfilm's 50th anniversary this year, but the Postal Service says it's also a nod to Disney's commitment to science, technology, engineering, and math. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Sean Combs is changing his name again. The rapper entrepreneur says he switched out his middle moniker, John, for love. He's posted a picture of his Florida driver's license to Instagram as proof. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Make money. The 25K workday payday. It's all about money. It's your national keyword to win $100. Text CHECK, CHECK, CHECK to 95819. Standard messaging rates apply. Don't text and drive. We'll text back to confirm your entry. If you win, you'll be entered to win a grand prize of $25,000. It's the 25K workday payday on News Radio 1440.
Come fix my home, Bill Bradley.
Come fix my home.
For over 50 years, you've trusted Bill Bradley. When something breaks, call us for plumbing, heating, air conditioning.
Okay, where's my...
And right now, you can tune up your AC for only $64.95. Call us today.
Where is my thingamajigger?
Certified root dealer.
Bill Bradley, will you please fix my home?
Okay, where is my thingamajigger? There's my thingamajigger right
20%
there.
of all U.S. dollars were created in 2020. Yeah, most
There you
people
go.
don't know that.
There it
What do you
goes.
think the effect of all those newly printed dollars will lead to? Inflation, maybe. Certainly it won't lead to the dollar becoming more valuable. In the past, people have purchased gold and silver as a hedge against inflation. That's because gold and silver have increased in value as the purchasing power of the dollar decreases. Buying real gold and silver, the kind you can hold in your hands, much easier than you think. You can have it delivered securely and privately to your home, or you can even put real gold and silver in your IRA or 401k. If you are at all concerned about the value of the dollar continuing to decrease or the risk of inflation, you should call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-600-GOLD. The Oxford Gold Group sells real gold and silver for the lowest prices. Call 833-600-GOLD. They'll answer all your questions and send you their precious metals investment guide. Get gold you can hold or get real gold in your IRA or 401k today. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now, 833-600-GOLD.
Many of the locally owned and operated restaurants you love are staying open to serve you during this difficult time. To find a list of these restaurants, visit newsradio1440.com. Eat local and help our local businesses stay open.
'Morning. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, listen, before you get started, I want you. We're giving away $100 every hour from 8 o'clock this morning until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Now, it's a national contest, so I'm not knowing how many people are going to win here, but we're doing it. Plus, every winner will have a chance to win $25,000. All you have to do is text the national keyword check right now to 95819. That's right. Text the national keyword check, CHECK, to, that's right, 95819 for your chance to win $100 every hour from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock this afternoon. Text the national keyword check right now. Check, CHECK. You know what a check is. Paycheck or check. Okay, 95819. Okay, for your chance to win. 860-1440 is a number here. It seems like we can't ever get out of a legislative session without giving somebody a raise. I don't figure that one out. I mean, we didn't spend stimulus checks. We didn't send out extra money for unemployment. Got a little something of that last year. Not a problem. But you know, do we have to give people a raise every time we go in session? Seriously, I mean, no wonder we have. I mean, I mean, I don't get a raise every time you go in session. I go down on the corner down there and ask the boss, hey, can I get a raise? Because the legislature's in session. You know, you look at me like I'm crazy. I mean, you know, why is it that everybody who worked for the state of, is this how you buy votes? Is this how our legislature buys votes? I mean, everybody don't get a raise every year. I'm just saying, we buy votes with our money. I mean, it's easy to give people a raise for the state of Alabama, and Lord have mercy, the teachers. I mean, my Lord, we think they all have PhDs. Every time they're always whining about getting a raise. State employees getting a raise. Who says you got to get a raise all the time? I don't get a raise every year. Okay, I'm observant. I don't get it. I got to go down. I got to prove my point. You know, I'm just saying. You know, some of you guys are gonna get mad at that, but I don't think you get a raise every time. So the legislature has a captive audience, and that's state people. So I assume they figured that if we give the raise, we got a lot of state. I don't know how many state employees we got. We probably got at least 500,000 of them across the state of Alabama. I would imagine you can probably get some votes out of that. Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't know why we should give everybody a raise every time the legislature is in session. We leave there, and 2%. First of all, 2% is no big deal anyway. Okay, to an individual. Now to the group, it's a lot of money. But really, come on. Yeah. Do we really have to do that? And I'm gonna leave the medical marijuana thing alone because I just think that however, now we got to bring this up. We don't want medical marijuana, but we don't mind sending liquor to people's homes where their kids can get hold of it easily. Now they can get hold of it now, but now it's going to be even easier. They know when the liquor shows up. They know what the box look like. Okay. Now initially they won't know, but they'll figure it out. Okay. And when the liquor comes, we didn't get that one today. Okay. I'm just saying. So we don't want medical marijuana to help people with depression, sickle cell anemia, and cancer, but we want to send them liquor to their house so they can get drunk and go broke at home. Okay, I'm with you. I guess if you're drunk at home, you're not driving drunk. I guess that's the but you can only get so much, because once you get a certain amount, the governor says now you got to get drunk and drive out to the liquor store and get you some more. So you're already drunk leaving home. Okay, I don't know, and it's gonna happen. It is going to happen. Mark my words. Okay, that's all I can tell you. Sometimes the logic and reason of people who supposedly smarter than I am, who sit on our legislative bodies, you find out sometimes that maybe they're not as smart as you thought they were. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Jimmy V said, and I had one of these days the other day. That each day you should laugh, cry, and think. I had one of these days the other day. I was thinking about my sister. How bad that hurt me when she died. And again, she died of cancer. Who knows? Maybe, I don't. Maybe taking that stuff would have helped. I don't know. But if there's the slightest, because until you see somebody go down from this stuff, if there's a slightest chance that it can help, why wouldn't we? I mean, if there's a slightest chance it can help. Yeah. But anyway, that's just me. Now, I personally, let me tell you something. If they pass a medical marijuana bill, I'm not going to go out and start, taking a doobie. Okay. I'm not going to set my car on the side of the road and blow smoke all out the windows. Okay. That's not going to happen. I've never drank alcohol. I've never even had a beer. I never had a cigarette, nothing. So I'm not going to all of a sudden, well, that medical marijuana thing is looking good there. So let me hurry and get some cancer so I can get some of that. No, that's not going to be the way it is. Sickle cell anemia. I know some people who died from leukemia and have sickle cell anemia. It is a painful situation. Okay. It just seems like to me, Now, I hope they can put it in capsule form or put it in a pill form or something. I don't know if you're going to have the energy to smoke it, but I think you ought to put it in some sort of easily digestible pill or shot or something. I don't know. I'm not a science in that field, so I wouldn't know what it is. And gambling. Now, I don't really gamble because I'm weak in that area, and I know I'm weak. If I go down there with $100, I'm coming out of there broke. Okay, I am. I spend my money on computers and things of that nature, which is actually costs more money than gambling sometimes. So we all got habits. Those are just not one of my habits. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, so gambling, medical, cannabis, transgender care, and all that stuff. Again, I thought this was a dead issue. I thought the governor had already signed this thing where you couldn't do kid. Now again, if you're 18 years and older and you want to think you are a woman, maybe you need to smoke some marijuana. I'm just saying, because you got some mental issues, but that's okay. If that's what you want to do, that's good. But I thought this was a done deal. There's no such thing as transgender. I don't know. And I'm waiting for this guy was supposed to call me and explain to me how I was wrong. I'm still waiting for him. I want you to scientifically explain to me how a man turns into a woman or how a female turns into a male. I want the science behind that one. Okay. I only know one animal. Now, there may be more than one, but I know one animal that can procreate all by itself, and that's a starfish. That's got to be kind of lonesome, though, to be able to do it by yourself. That ain't no fun. But anyway, that's it. That's the only animal. Now, I would imagine there are probably some more. There are probably some more, but that's the only animal. That's the only sea creature I know that can do it. He can have fun all by himself. That's a starfish, and he can, do all by itself. Well, that's got to be boring, though. But anyway, so much for that. 860-1440, 8:16 in the morning. If you want to give us a call. Again, I've been trying to reach out to find Jim Ziegler. I heard him yesterday talking about this new prison thing, where ultimately the state of Alabama signs a lease. Now, why would we sign a lease for a prison for 30 years? Which the bill is going to total up to be about $2.6 billion over 30 years. Now, can you, and these people are going to build the prison. Now, it would seem to me, I'm just saying, it would seem to me that I'm sure we have prisoners in our prisons that know about construction. I'm just saying, why don't we give them some time off? That way we can limit the prison inmate population, let them help build the prison for the next guy. I'm just saying, and give them a whole bunch of time off of their prison sentence, okay? Because I often wonder sometimes, well, let's put it to you this way. Let's say I embezzled money, okay? Let's just say, and I got 10 years. I still am trying to find out what good is it doing the inmate by sitting in prison, being non-productive, unless the prison system is really about free labor, because I did some research on this. They have a bunch of situations, especially in the South, where they trade prisoners for free labor to local merchants. Now, I don't know to what extent it's done today, but that's the only reason why I could see why you hold people in prison for that long. That way, merchants don't have to pay for labor. So basically, it's like slavery. Why not? Why don't we need to do something different? Where people who can pay for their crime, but at the same time maintain dignity and maintain some productivity. Now, I'm not a sociologist. I don't know how that looks in reality, but there's got to be people. I know there's some people smarter than I am around this place, not in the studio though right now, that can come up with something, just let people languish in prison. Let's say they stole some money. Okay. But that doesn't help. That doesn't help the people you stole it from. Okay. Maybe you can make that person work for half wages until that money is gathered back, or something. There just seems to me, and let's just say somebody sold some marijuana. Let's say he sold a lot of marijuana. But how does putting that person in prison help society? Because somebody else is selling the marijuana now. So you don't stop the sale of marijuana because you put Joe in jail. Okay? You don't stop. I mean, you don't stop the sale of it. And how does that help society when now we got to feed him? Now we got to take care of him. If he gets sick, we got to get him medical care while he's in there. So now he becomes a ward of the state. I'm just wondering, we're the only country in the world that imprisons. Now, I wouldn't want to be in China. China just kill you. I'm with you. I don't want to be there. But besides China and a few other places, we got more people in prison than anybody. Now, some would argue that being in prison is better than being shot in the head. I'm with you, I guess. But there's got to be. I've seen some Finnish data, and I've seen some other data that does a better job in transforming people from their criminal life to a productive life. Okay, unless the whole reason for prisons is to get free labor. That's the only thing I can think of it for the most part. Now, are there people who need to stay in prison? Yes. But the only people that I believe that should be in prison are people who hurt young children and people who murder people. Okay? People who murder people. I just, when you take a life, you surrender yours. And if you hurt a child, even in the Bible it says it is better to what does that say? To have a millstone around your neck than to hurt little ones. So now everything else, I think we can negotiate. Even if you steal my TV. Okay, okay, so we get another TV. Okay. Make him work for your TV, right? Deduct money out of. Okay, here's what we ought to do. Here, okay, I got it. If you rob somebody, and if you get caught, or you steal out of somebody's house, and if you get caught, I think we should make you work, and half your money goes to the person that you harmed. Okay. Now, if you don't show up for work, we need to put a whip on you. I'm just saying. I mean, nobody wants that. But to sit in prison, languishing for years, no productivity, no nothing. You're just sitting there getting eaten and getting muscles. Okay, come on. You take people's human dignity away because we all have made mistakes. We all have done something. Now, if you say you haven't, you're lying. Because we all have done something that probably could have ended us in prison. Okay, I know I have. Can't tell you what it was, but I did it. But I won't be doing it no more. It was a long time ago. But still, when I was a teenager, I could have went to jail for that one. But I didn't get caught for what I was doing. I was trying to survive on the street, baby. Trying to survive on the streets. And when you're on the streets, you do all kind of weird things. But anyway, so much for that. So anyway, so what we figured out today is that, and the transgender thing, I don't know why this is such a legislative issue. What we need to do is send these people to the National Psychiatric Board and have them confined to a medical facility until they get their act together. Okay? If you think you are a girl, if you think you are turning into a girl, then you have medical issues. You have mental hygiene issues. You don't have, you're just not right in the head. I'm just telling you. And there's no pill, there's no shot that's going to take care of that. You need some psychoanalyzation. Okay? That's all I can tell you. Okay? But now, if you are one of those people and you think that you are changing, please call me. I'd love to have a talk with you. I'll give you some psychoanalyzation right here on the airways of my gun. I will talk you out of that stupor. I will help you. I will help you understand that you are not transforming or transferring into a woman. But if you're out there, I'd love to talk to you. If you really believe that, you've got some issues there. And if you're a woman and you actually believe that you can turn yourself into a man by putting on a man suit, you need to call me too. Okay? Now, my education is not necessarily in psychoanalyzation, but my education is in logic and reason. Okay? I can logically and reasonably convince you that you are what you were born. Okay? Now, trust me on that. Okay? I got this. When we come back, let's talk about a few things that the city council is going to do today. At least it's scheduled to do. You never know what's going to happen down there some days when you go down there. So we come back, we'll talk about some of that stuff that's going on. And again, if you're a transgender person, I feel free to call 860-1440, or you can text me. You can text me and I'll give you the VIP line. Okay? What's my text number? 294-1298. 294-1298. 294-1298. Okay? So I'll give you the VIP line. We won't tell you, don't have to give your real name or anything like that. I just like to talk to you. Really, I'd like to talk to you. I really would like to talk to somebody. Not bashing, no, nothing like that. Just like to talk to the brother. See where, see where he is. Anyway, we'll be back right after this.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Whether you hire one person or hire up a storm, you can count on Indeed. Indeed has 135 skills tests to help you find the right candidates.
That's true.
Indeed skills tests reduce hiring time by 27% on average. More at Indeed.com/credit.
A few isolated thunderstorms as we kick off our Tuesday, but a better coverage of rain and severe weather, all possible as we head throughout the afternoon. More widespread wet weather likely as we head later into the day, but then we'll also be tracking that threat for strong and maybe even severe storms. That means gusty straight line winds a possibility, hail developers, and also spin-up tornadoes not out of the question. Temperatures in the mid and upper 80s today. More showers and storms tomorrow, but drier by the end of the work week. And that's your first alert forecast. I'm WSFA meteorologist Amanda Curran on News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Look for a minor accident at 65 southbound, just past exit 164. That's the Hope Hull exit. Right now, that's the latest one reported by the authorities. Chico's Auto Pros offers full tire and auto service at their Montgomery location on the Atlanta Highway. Everything for your vehicle in one location. Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
For all your auto maintenance and repair needs, Chico's knows. Chico's Auto Pros now offers a full-service automotive center. Call Chico's today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Good morning. I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Tuesday. Breaking news from around the world. A deadly subway disaster in Mexico City has claimed at least 20 lives and left 70 others injured. An elevated train line collapsed with part of the metro falling onto a street with moving cars below. It happened on the city's newest train line, the Golden Line. One rescue effort has been put on hold. The mayor says a car is trapped under a dangling part of the train that is unstable. In Alabama, state lawmakers looked at an education lottery bill Monday. House lawmakers discussed the bill that establishes education lottery scholarship programs if it's approved by lawmakers and Alabamians. The bill creates 2-year and 4-year scholarship programs for eligible students. Could expect to see the committee vote on the bill sometime later today. A boy from Utah will have quite the story to tell when he gets older. His mom was 29 weeks pregnant and went into labor on a flight to Hawaii over the Pacific Ocean. A family doctor and 3 NICU nurses were on board. It was too late to go back, so they delivered him mid-flight. He's doing just fine. That's your news on this Tuesday.
It's a podcast about money, but Stacking Benjamins not only has great financial insight, it's laid back with humor too.
People are afraid to sell their house because they're afraid they won't get another one.
There's just nothing for sale in our neighborhood. Where would we go? I'd love to sell somebody this dump for twice what I paid for it. Suckers!
The whole market is locked. Interest rates have nowhere to go, but you got to refinance. I get in line now because who knows how long it's going to take.
Listen and subscribe to Stacking Benjamins on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.
Hey folks, Ben here with Just Blinds in Prattville. A hot summer is right around the corner, so let our team get your home ready for the heat and the sun with our wide selection of blinds, shutters, shades, drapes, and more. Let the pros at Just Blinds shade your home and block out the sun all summer long. Visit our newly expanded showroom in Prattville off Highway 31 at 1522 South Memorial Drive. Or visit us at gojustblinds.com. That's gojustblinds.com.
Who's really running the country? Joe Biden, the First Lady, Kamala Harris, maybe Barack Obama. Already, Kamala Harris is the most powerful vice president in history. All this week, Newsmax's Greg Kelly.
Our computer over here has been like this for a week. It needs to have Windows XP reinstalled. Now, I don't know why you would put Windows XP back on there. But
11 p.m. Eastern,
it won't come up.
Series, Who's Really in
It's got a corrupted file.
Newsmax TV is America's
And I've done it a couple of times trying to get it back, but it ain't done. And I don't have a Windows.
If you don't get it, call your cable system.
I don't.
That's 2017.
Yeah, I don't have a.
Or tune into Roku,
I don't have a.
Pluto, Sumo, or YouTube.
I may have a Windows.
The free Newsmax TV app on your
Windows
smartphone.
XP disc. Yeah, I may have, but I may find.
I can take it to the office.
Yeah, whatever. It ain't doing me no good.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can repair it instead of reload it.
Was his home, and when he died,
my friend. Just think, as soon as America's Got Talent get here, I am going over to the MP Impact, whatever they call it, and I'm going to win it. That's right. I'm going to be a celebrity. I'm going to be out there on the stages of America. That's right. Getting paid. Okay. I'll be the oldest guy ever to win America's Got Talent. That's what I'll be the oldest guy to win that America's Got Talent. Anyway, good morning to you all. Let's see what's going on in the 860-1440 since you guys don't want to call, and it doesn't look like Jim Ziegler is going to call me, so I've been trying to reach out to him, but I don't have his number. I know he's a state auditor, but I heard him say something. I just cannot believe the money that is going to be paid for a prison, and people act like they're doing us a favor. I just don't. $2.6 billion over 30 years. For that kind of money, we could give every criminal in jail money. He'll never break the law again. I mean, come on, man. Anyway, let's go. Let's see what's happening at the. Let me see. Is that the city council thing right there? I think it is. Okay, here we go. Now, here we go. Now, listen. If you're going to send me the thing, you got to send me the whole thing, okay? So I can. Okay, you can't just send me some of it. Okay, you got to send me the whole thing. Okay, that's all I can say. Good morning. Who's this? Fine.
Hey, look here, I agree with you. I think the money would be very well spent on early childhood education. And let me tell you why. And I can remember speaking to the warden, the old warden of Holman Prison. He said, He said, you know how we project how many prisons to build, in the state of Alabama? And I said, how? He said, by the amount of students who are not reading at a third grade level by the time they're a certain age. So my thing is, and I know this is proof in the pudding because of my children, they started reading at 3 and 4. And it was because of their early childhood education. If you give them a head start, and all the chances of them actually succeeding and not being lost in the mist or slipping through the cracks is more likely than not that they will, be able to read on a third level by the time they're at the appropriate age. So I would suggest, instead of, putting all that money into the prison system, I would suggest putting it on the other end, and that's the early childhood education program. And I know that President Biden had talked about that on a federal sense, but I think that we need to start preempting that on a.
That's the guy, Reverend. That's the guy who didn't want his kids to go to public school with us. Biden.
How can you connect and identify with the common people, who are struggling in the system and all? And from what I know and what I found and what I've experienced, you have a lot of students that cannot read and comprehend at the proper grade level. And if you can't do that, you can't do reading, math, and arithmetic, word solving problems. If you can't read, so you had a disadvantage. And having kids who are in their 20s now, and they started out reading at 3 and 4 years old. And if it were not for me and their mother putting them in the early childhood education program, they wouldn't be where they are now. And they're doing quite well as other children who were able to do that, were able to be fortunate enough to learn to read and write at such an early age. Kevin,
Okay. All righty then. Hey, appreciate it. Sometimes I do get sort of bored at the education issue. All we do is spend money on education. I mean, that's all we do, and I don't know if we get a genuine return from it or not. But it is what it is. All right, let's look at some of the things going to happen today at the city council meeting. At least these are the things that are scheduled to happen. Forget that ordinance amending chapter 12. Yeah, that's boring. I don't give it. Number 4, let's start there. Canvas returns of District 3 special runoff election. Whatever that means, I guess they're going to certify the votes. Oath of office to District 3 Marcy Johnson, sworn in by attorney Tarika Shaw, who's also a notary public. Resolution authorizing to show cause hearing on May the 18th for Walter Griffin, doing business as Southeast Pallet and Box Company on Washington Ferry Road. Application. Let me see. Here's another one. Now here's one that I'm kind of interested in it, I guess. Here's another. Application for retail beer and retail table wine, off premises only. Licenses by Airbase Incorporated. DBA is Quick Serve 37. Application for retail and beer table wine, off premises. Another one for Quick Serve 38. Application for lounge retail liquor, and it's called DBA Hookah House, 105 North Burbank in Montgomery. Okay, now here's some play. Now, if your house is on this list, chances are it's going to be a short meet tonight. Chances are your house is going to be torn down. 923 National Street, 484 South Jackson Street, 2322 Cherry Street, 3331 Harris Street, 3431 Harris Street. So I guess they're going to pursuant they're going to authorize the demolition of unsafe structures, and your structure, if you've been named, is considered unsafe. Again, 923 National Street, 484 South Jackson Street, 2322 Cherry Street, 3321 Harris Street, and 3431 Harris Street. So chances are your house ain't going to be there much longer. It's probably been there for a long time already. But I did see something a few minutes ago about resolution approving. Oh, here's one. Resolution approving in the issuance of business licenses to Umarcus, I can't pronounce his name, Manuel, doing business as the U-Bar. I thought they closed them down at 163 Eastern Boulevard. But maybe they got to act together now. Because, and I will tell you something, it is very difficult. I think closing businesses down should be the last thing amongst all things you do, because when you put your hard-earned money into your business, it's like a child, and when it gets shut down, it kind of hurts. I'm just saying, make sure you give these folks a good chance, but also the business owner. I don't know why people want to go into business sometimes with bars. I do not. There's so much crap that goes on in a bar. I haven't been to a bar in 30 years. It's just not something that I've ever felt. But I must admit that I was young. I was on them. I was in them. Although I don't know what I went there for, because I didn't drink it, and so I just went there to see who was coming in. I don't really know what bars. Also, if you have not heard, E. Baxter Morris has passed away. And if you notice that the flags in Montgomery are at half mast, that's why they are, in honor of his dedication to the city of Montgomery as a chaplain. Okay, the police department chaplain, and other things. And he was also the senior pastor at the church on Ripley Street. I think it's called First Baptist. So that's just some of the things that have happened. Also, we were talking about marijuana and why our legislator, although we can send you something to drink at home, we can't let you smoke a doobie if you get a license, a prescription from a doctor. But we will send you, okay, now to your house so your kids can drink it with you. We go send liquor to the house, okay. We don't know who's going to drink it. Of course, we can do that now. I guess you can go to the store, but now you can just get drunk at home. Now that may help out. That may curb the DUIs and the DUIs and the DWIs. That may curb some of that. I just saw something a few minutes ago, and I must be getting older because I like those little cute dogs now. I don't really want one because it can't protect me. But if somebody needs somebody to sit their dog, the little bitty ones, let me know, because I love those dogs. Little bitty things. Now, don't get me wrong. If the lights go out and an emergency happens, I'll eat them. I'm just letting you know, I'll eat him. He'll be cooked. But outside of that, I love those little dogs. So I'm just saying. But again, I would, he would be dinner one of these days if things get bad. I'm just saying that. 860-1440. But I love them. I mean, especially little white dogs. I mean, I go to so many houses sometimes, and people got these little dogs. I just love those dogs. I just love those dogs. And there's another police chief that now, Sacramento Police Chief Daniel Hand speaks about why is it that we call people a sellout if they do not agree with us? Seriously, if they do not agree with our philosophy, the worst, and this is why that a lot of people are intellectually defunct. They don't think, they have no way. They have no way. I mean, it's getting late. They have no way of arguing with you except by calling names. When people start calling names, that intellectually they don't have it, and that's why they go to name calling. Okay. Good morning. Who's this? Yeah. That's what he said. Well, matter of fact, isn't Hatcher over the pre-K program? I believe Senator maybe the city of Montgomery. Yeah. Mm, I don't know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. Work for no, I'm not against it. I'm against for having people in jail waiting there to just sitting there in jail. I'm not against restitution, but it should have a little dignity with it, and what? Because these ideas are no, these ideas are so above the head of most people that they don't understand them. Okay, let's put yes, analyzation. Well, isn't that the process of analyzation? Oh, well, that's close. That's close. But the process of analysis is analysis. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, some days are better than others. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What phone? I just listen. But okay. Here's the deal. No. Here's the deal on my phones. Now, right. Here's the deal on my phones. When I went to Sprint, my son wanted a phone. I gave my youngest son a phone, but you got to sign a contract for all these phones. So I've had to manipulate and try to get out of these phones that I didn't need anymore. So I had to wait. Yeah, but certain people had too many. No. Listen. I'm paying for these phones. I paid the bill. I'm with Sprint. You can't have Sprint without paying the bill. But no, I just don't have that one because I lost that one. I lost that phone, and I didn't have a. You know what I did? Listen, I lost the phone, and I wait a minute, and I turned off the Find My Phone thing on it because I was cleaning it off and going to redo everything on it, and I turned it off. Yeah. No, I don't either. Okay, but if Ed wants to, I don't think Ed will use a cell phone. See, yeah, yeah. Well, I was, I did hear somebody say they probably think about making everybody redo their grade. But then again, if you do that, what about the people who homeschool, which is a whole lot better, and online? Because Alabama Connections is a pretty good service. Of course you do. You got to pay. Um, every homeschooler is attached to a program. You don't just get to set them down at the table there without being accountable to somebody to making sure they learn. Everybody's attached to a program. Yeah, you don't just get to say I'm schooling you at home and therefore you pass. It's not like that. Yeah, but you got to be in an accredited program, I believe, in order to be legitimate. Yeah. Anyway, see you later. Gotta take a break. We'll come back. Yeah, I don't think you can just say I'm teaching my kids at home. Does anybody got homeschool their kids? I think you have to be associated with some sort of program. You just do it at home, but I think you still have to be able to prove that your kids know something. We'll be back. You know, one thing I haven't figured out is why people pick on Asian. Why there's such an Asian resentment in America right now? I don't get that one. I guess I've just been brought up around everybody. I don't understand that. I just don't. But I guess people have their own reasons. Good morning. Who's this? Yes, yes. Good morning.
Each state has different laws as far as homeschool is concerned. And of course, and some require you to work directly on a school as an umbrella, but you are required to buy your books, keep your, just as any school does, keep your credits in order, your grades in order. My son has homeschooled all of his kids.
Okay.
He already graduated college. One's written a book, and the last two are at Alabama now. So he's done it.
But don't you have to, right, but you do have to be associated with somebody, right? Yeah.
The requirements. And some of them demand that you work directly with a school system on a daily basis. And some of them you can do the online. But you have to keep your grades, just like a regular school teacher does. His credit has to be in all the grades, and they have to be approved by the state at some point. But he did a pretty good job. He held out better than I did to him.
Listen, I think my son's on the short end of that stick too. I just don't have the patience for it. I asked him a question a couple of nights ago. I said, well, how come you don't know the answer to this? Now forgetting that I'm 60 years old now, and I should know the answer. So yeah, I think Googling is kind of cheating, though. Isn't it? That's why you can't retain it. Oh, you good? Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess as long as you get the information, I guess is all that matters. But yeah. Well, that's true. That's true. Hey, appreciate it. Let me take one more call, and then we're gonna get out of here this morning. Good morning. What? Okay then. Well, everybody's got to do something first thing in the morning. I guess that's it. Tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, I just found out that we're going to be able to invite guests back up to. As soon as I go get this last shot thing, we'll be able to bring guests in and we get this ball rolling again. Because it's tough talking for 3 hours every day all by yourself. That's hard on. You got to get Jenkins back up here now. I've had a year without him. Okay, it's time to bring him back. so he can tell me how not so smart I am. But that's okay. I can live with that. I can live with that. That's good. Give me some guests, and then I got to bring Baron Coleman up here a couple of times a month. Just to deliver his sort of different philosophical principles than I have. But that's okay. He's from Indiana, so he's a good Hoosier. Okay. Anything else? Anything else going on? No, I don't think so. I think I'll. Oh, and I'm gonna try to get Mr. Ziegler today, some kind of way. Cause I want him to tell you about this prison issue that it just exceeds. It just exceeds any sense of reason behind it. The money that they are trying to spend to lease prisons, not buy them, but lease them, comes to about $2.6 billion over 30 years. Anyway, we'll see you. Have a great day.
News update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning. I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening on this Tuesday. Breaking news from around the world. A deadly subway disaster in Mexico City has claimed at least 20 lives and left 70 others injured. An elevated train line collapsed with part of the metro falling onto a street with moving cars below. It happened on the city's newest train line, the Golden Line. One rescue effort has been put on hold. The mayor says a car is trapped under a dangling part of the train that is unstable. In Alabama, state lawmakers looked at an education lottery bill Monday. House lawmakers discussed the bill that establishes education lottery scholarship programs if approved by lawmakers and Alabamians. The bill creates 2-year and 4-year scholarship programs for eligible students. You could expect to see the committee vote on the bill sometime later today. A boy from Utah will have quite the story to tell when he gets older. His mom was 29 weeks pregnant and went into labor on a flight to Hawaii over the